All right, everybody, glad to have you with us in our College Game Day studios. Reese Davis here with Mark May. We apologize for the technical difficulties we're having there in Morgantown. We'll get them all set for you, get you out to Virginia Tech and West Virginia in just a little bit. And Mark, you look at this game right now, and Rich Rodriguez trying to implement that wide-open offense that he used so well under Tommy Bowden at Tulane. Then at Clemson, had some trouble with turnovers, and they've had all kinds of trouble stopping the run on defense.
And that's going to be their major problem in this game, stopping the run of Virginia Tech. They do it by committee. They keep coming at you with back after back after back. But that's not the only problem. Grant Knoll goes home to West Virginia, where they hate him. They think he's a traitor. He left the state and went to Virginia Tech. He hasn't thrown for an interception this season. It's a two-headed monster for Virginia Tech. They run the ball. They pass the ball. They play well on special teams. It's going to be a very tough time for Rich Rodriguez in West Virginia to stop Virginia Tech. Their rushing attack, passing attack, and special teams. They're one of the best teams of blocking special teams kicks.
Yeah, you know, in a few minutes span last year in this game when it was down in Blacksburg, Andre Davis was able to break the thing wide open. He caught a touchdown pass from Michael Vick. He scored on a reverse, and he returned a punt, too.
But the key of this, the Black Diamond Trophy. Whoever wins it takes it home. Virginia Tech has won it 6 out of the last 7 years.
And you know a little bit about playing down there in Morgantown and how tough it can be. We apparently now have our technical difficulties worked out. Let's go down to West Virginia. Mark Jones and 3-6 Chris Spielman are standing by. Gentlemen, getting ready for this battle between the Hokies and the Mountaineers. Let's hear from you fellas now.
Mountaineer Field is an ocean, a sea of gold and blue, the school colors. Today's game is about bragging rights, local enthronement, and empowerment. Virginia Tech against West Virginia. Hello, everybody. I'm Mark Jones, along with Chris Spielman. Welcome to the 47th meeting between these two teams in a special game for them. Now, Frank Beamer, the head coach of the Hokies, Chris, he doesn't buy dreams, he sells them. National championship dreams, and he can do that the result of Beamer ball. Special teams and defense among the best in the country.
Yeah, on special teams, they block kicks, they return kicks. Now on defense, they're a bunch of role players. Not a lot of great stars, but players who know their role. They hold each other accountable. That's why they're so good. You look at it, #1 in the nation in scoring, #1 in the nation in rushing, and #1 in the nation in total defense. It doesn't get much better than that.
They had shut out their opponents going into the last game for 11 consecutive quarters. Meanwhile, on the other side of the field, Rich Rodriguez, first-year head coach at his alma mater, West Virginia. They've traded in their old SUV, Chris, and they have got a souped-up, high-octane, high-powered spread offense. Avon Coburn is the linchpin.
Well, you think about the spread offense, you think about throwing the football, but you have Avon Coburn here. Last 3 games, averaging 160+. Now, Avon is a better back once he gets rolling. He needs 20 carries to get in the flow. That's according to Rich Rodriguez. He's powerful and he's tough.
He has rushed for over 100 yards in 3 consecutive games. Can he do it today? We'll be back with a kick in just a minute.
He got next.
Discover a sensation as real as the streets. Mountain Dew Code Red.
The Home Depot is driving down the cost of home improvement. Now is the time to buy carpet at the Home Depot. Choose from over 3,000 styles, colors, and textures. And right now, get the carpet pad free with installation. Plus, you'll have no payments and no interest till paid by spring 2002 when you use your Home Depot consumer credit card. America's best brands, all at the guaranteed low price. You're going to be floored by the savings at the Great Carpet event, going on now at the Home Depot.
Welcome back to a sold-out Mountaineer Field in Morgantown, West Virginia. Let's go downstairs to Holly Rowe for a special homecoming of sorts, right, Holly? Well, we got a slight technical problem with Holly's microphone. We will get back to her in just a bit. Grant Knoll making a special homecoming today. It is unseasonably cool here in Morgantown, West Virginia. Take a look at the weather. It's 50 degrees, 76% humidity, and a little bit windy. It was this morning anyway down on the field. But most people would call this perfect fall football weather. Virginia Tech won the toss, and they have elected to defer, and they will kick off. The Hokies trying to keep their 4-0 record intact. Picture perfect so far on the year. Sean Terry, who ran one back last week against Maryland, not this time, nailed at the 13-yard line. That's where West Virginia will start. Brad Lewis, the starting quarterback for West Virginia, completing over 60% of his passes, but has just 3 touchdown throws compared to 6 interceptions on the season so far.
Effective running the football today, Mark.
Avon Coburn, number 22, the guy we talked about a few moments ago. Sean Terry, a dangerous deep field threat along with Phil Braxton, number 21. First down and 10 from the 13. Coburn with a nice hole against a very tough run defense unit. Coburn out to the 18-yard line, brought down by Ben Taylor. Let's take a look at the guys up front for West Virginia. 4 of these 5 guys are new starters. The lone returnee is number 75, Brad Cannell. Going against this defense, the guys in the middle tough, Chris.
David Pugh and Beasley, both the mainstays of that defense. They make it go. They're strong in the middle.
Flags down in the field.
Remains second down.
John Smith, our official today, and he has a big responsibility on his shoulders. Getting that ball down, ready to snap in this fast-paced offense. Look at the linebackers for Virginia Tech. Housewright out with an injury. Welsh gets the start instead.
Yeah, they feel that he brings just as much as Jake Housewright does to the table. Tough kid.
Roniel Whitaker, meanwhile, the best cover corner. He'll be tested today.
Against the spread offense, the corners are the guys that have to step up and make plays for that Virginia Tech defense.
Ball pushed back to the 13-yard line. 4 receiver set on second down. Coburn out of the backfield. Cutting it back. And Coburn is near the first down at the 24-yard line. Got a nice block from Sean Terry.
I'll tell you what, they want to get Coburn the ball any way they can get him, either running or throwing. He needs to be a factor in catching the football in the backfield for West Virginia to be successful today. And the receivers need to block downfield like Sean Terry did for Avon Coburn to be effective once he gets the ball in his hands.
Well, you said it earlier. It's not just a tailback. It's a super back. He's got to do a little bit of everything. An 11-yard pickup and a first down at the 24 for the Mountaineers. Lewis. Incomplete. Roniel Whitaker, the All-American candidate, and All Big East performer, breaking that one up.
Roniel does a great job. He has good position on the outcut. He's playing tight coverage. You'll see him right here. He's going to come up. He's not respecting any speed by the West Virginia receiver. Gets a good break on the ball. Now Lewis needs to throw that ball low and outside, especially when the corner's playing that tight.
Sets up a second down and 10. And off to Coburn, and they pitch it back the other way on the option. Lewis kept it. Antonio Brown out to the 35-yard line. And another first down after an 11-yard pickup.
That's an option play with a wide receiver. It's a well-conceived play. Now, if Sean Terry would have got a block, you're talking 6 points. Virginia Tech has not faced anybody as talented or athletic as this West Virginia offense.
West Virginia saying that they need to break some tackles and get some long runs. Coburn on the handoff out to the 39-yard line. Coburn has run for over 100 yards in 3 consecutive games. Cooper Rigo in the game now on that carry. And Rigo will come back out. They move a lot of personnel, Chris, in and out.
They do, and the idea is to try to wear down that defensive front and linebackers of the Virginia Tech Hokies defense, because they don't substitute. They go with their guys. They trust their guys. They don't have a nickel defense in their package.
Second down and 6. Coburn back in the game. Out to the 40-yard line. It'll be third down. About 5 to go. Jackson making the stop on the play. Lewis has said that when you look at his numbers, he has been pressing just a little bit. He's slowly starting to grasp this offense.
Yeah, well, Rich Rodriguez told us when he has Brad Lewis, where is he on the maturity scale as far as mentally knowing the offense? He said he's like a redshirt freshman, but he will get better because he's an experienced football player.
We've got to get beyond the 45, and it's incomplete. intended for McQuell Henderson. And the Mountaineers will punt on 4th down.
That's a great defensive play. Almost interference is coming over the back there, but McAdam makes a nice play. You'll see it right here. He's going to run a little curl route and sit down. Now, what he needs to do is come back for that football. When you don't come back for the football, you give the defender an opportunity to close in and reach over top. If he would have came back, it would have been a good opportunity to make the first down for the Mountaineers.
A low line drive kick by Raw. And Davis had his knee on the ground after that 43-yard punt. The Hokies didn't come after that one. And Grant Knoll will take the reins of the offense from just inside the 20-yard line, the Hokies' own 20-yard line. Knoll completing 66% of his passes this year, 8 touchdowns to go along with it.
That's amazing. He's the only Virginia Tech player on the roster from the state of West Virginia.
Purnell and Davis and Jones at tailback will be in soon the guys to watch. 1st and 10. And they hand it off to the tailback, Burnell, who's stopped by Hackett and Sherrod. Just like their opponents, 4 out of the 5 starters on the offensive line for Virginia Tech are new. Steve DeMasi is the only returnee up front.
And Drake Lovay is coming off a little bit of an injury. We'll see how tough he is today.
Upchurch and Lake have to have good games today in the middle for West Virginia.
And Antoine Lake's probably their most talented guy. Has been hampered by injuries in the preseason. Big guy.
Big talent, too.
Got to be tough up in the middle. You know what Virginia Tech's going to run.
And the Hokies burned their first time out of the half. We're going to take a short break. Take one with them. We'll be back right after this.
And she continues to dominate the net.
Here's the setup.
Spike down the center.
Check it out.
What's this?
Just like 1-800-CALL ITT right down the center. Oh, yeah. Come here. Timeout, actual product demo. Right here, 1-800-CALLATT. Yeah, that was fun. That was easy. Let's do it again. Come on, let's do it again.
Save big bucks on every call. Dial 1-800-CALLATT for collect calls.
Well, you gotta love those shorts.
They match the hair.
Billy, get a call.
When I wanted to start my own firm, she was there. When I wanted to buy out my partners, she was there. And when I finally wanted to retire, she was there. She's always been there for me. I want to make sure I'm always there for her.
At Lincoln Financial Group, we offer clear, understandable estate planning solutions to help you protect and preserve the work of a lifetime. Lincoln Financial Group, clear solutions in a complex world.
Back at Mountaineer Field in Morgantown, Mark Jones, Chris Spielman, and let's go down to Holly Rowe on the sidelines.
Mark, as you said earlier, Grant Knoll from Virginia Tech is from West Virginia, and they think he is a traitor. He had to endure some of the most merciless taunting before the game I have ever seen at a college football game. The fans here are yelling at him, screaming at him, but he took it all in good stride. He was laughing. However, he has said he will keep his helmet on during the game to try to block out some of those taunts.
Yeah, and keep any stray objects from his head, too. I'm not implying that some might come his way, but you never really know.
Accidentally slipping out of somebody's hands from the 55th row.
Good-naturedly, of course. Those are the ball to 26. 2nd down and short. 2 to go. Complete to as the first down at the 32-yard line. Lewis Daniels making the stop on the play. Let's take a look at the linebackers for West Virginia. Kyle Caden, Grant Wiley, 2 key performers. Wiley with a hamstring injury. He says he's at about 80%.
Kyle Caden comes in second leading tackler with 60 tackles so far this year. That's a 15 a pop. That's a pretty good production from the middle linebacker.
First down and 10 from the 32. Little option. Burnell brought down at the 41-yard line. Appeared as if he ran into his old man.
Yeah, that's probably his first receiver, tackling his own man.
And his last. One more look at the linebackers for West Virginia. Wiley, Caden, Sean Hackett, a big hitter. Used to playing with a lot of pain.
Yeah, they need to be active today and stop the run.
And the corners, Lewis Daniels getting the start in place of Brian King. Daniels made some big plays last week in their game against Maryland.
They're concerned about their tackling, especially on the corners.
9-yard pickup. Little play fake. Incomplete, intended for Jarrett Ferguson, the fullback. And let's go back to Reese in the studio.
All right, Mark, last week against LSU, Kelly Washington had 256 yards receiving for Tennessee against Georgia. Georgia does a scouting report. They double cover him, and sometimes it just doesn't matter. Clausen to Washington, 7-0 Vols.
Quite a story. That's a 22-year-old walk-on, freshman.
Yep. Be 26 by the time he graduates.
Yes, sir.
3rd down and 1.
Power for power. Think they're going to attack the left side. Go with the cutback.
Burnell escaped one tackler, and I don't think he made it. Stopped up at the 41-yard line, shy of the 1st down.
Yeah, Mark, even though they started to play to the right, that was a design cutback to the left because they want Ferguson to be the lead blocker. And when it's slow developing. So when it's a slow developing play, that gives the defense time to get penetration. You get penetration and start rallying the football, you do have the opportunity to stop them. That's a great stop, one that was needed by the West Virginia defense.
A good start, a good sequence for the defensive unit. Vinnie Burns into punt. Don't sleep on the Hokies. They faked a punt last week against Central Florida. Burns throwing a complete pass.
Yeah, they have their punt safe defense in there, Mark. They keep the regular defense on the personnel just to match up.
This one will bounce into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20-yard line. West Virginia with its 2nd offensive series of the game coming up after that 59-yard punt.
Hey, looks like it's going to be a great race.
Yeah, I guess.
You're new around here, huh?
Yeah.
Well, good luck.
It goes like this. I face my ride. I take it to the top. Cause I want it. You need it. This will not be tonight. I'll take a little time and I'm never gonna stop.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
Good race. Thanks.
Make it a Bud Light.
You take care of your engine, right? Change your oil every 3,000 miles. I don't think so. You don't have the time. And you push your luck, blowing off everything you were taught. Better start using newly reformulated Quaker State. Protection beyond 3,000 miles under any driving conditions. So your engine won't stop you. Because this is no place to find out you've been a bad boy. Reformulated Quaker State. What more do you need to know?
Neat. You can dunk, but you can't dip.
Your dip is gone, baby.
What are you talking about?
No dip.
Introducing new Tostitos Scoops. Let me tell you something, Bill. I put the hip in shit. Watch this.
With the bite-sized, bowl-shaped design for the perfect dip every time. New Tostitos Scoops. Whoa. The dip lover's chip.
This is my house.
Yes, it is.
No, this is my house. You guys got to go.
Also great with new Queso Supreme dip.
College football Saturday. Dante Walker powers Mississippi State in a crucial game against Auburn. Mississippi State, Auburn, 7 o'clock tonight on ESPN2.
Mountaineers with the ball here at Mountaineer Field. 1st down and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
Coming out with that 2 tight end offense. Not a version of the spread.
Quick 3-step drop by Lewis, completes it. And out of bounds. Sean Terry, a pickup of 9, brought down by Austin. Let's go to Reese in the studio.
And Mark, as promised, we're keeping an eye on the battle of the unbeatens in the Big Ten, Iowa and Purdue. Kyle McCann, 3rd in the nation in passing efficiency. That is not efficient. To a wide open Ashante Woodyard and the former LaGrange Granger going 86 yards, and the Boilermakers up 7-0.
We saw Woodyard make some big plays last week against Minnesota. Coburn brought down short of the 1st down at the 29-yard line. And let's go downstairs to Holly.
Guys, fans tuning in around the country may be surprised to see West Virginia and think they've got the wrong game. This is the first time in 22 years they are not wearing blue jerseys and gold pants. They have on white pants that Rich Rodriguez bought for them. He says, bring them out for big games for luck. They warmed up in the gold pants, but came out and surprised the fans with the white ones today.
A little sartorial change. Like it. Lewis overthrows Terry at the 43-yard line.
Now 3rd and 1. That's a call. Maybe you might want to pound Coburn in there since they've had some success out of that 2 tight end offense, especially on short yards. Match big on big.
I don't see 2 tight end formations out of them often. I don't think, anyway.
You talk about Virginia Tech's ability to block punts when you're dealing with a 2-step punter, which it makes it difficult to get to. That's a rush team.
Fazzolari kicks a line drive to the 28. Davis. And you always have to hold your breath a little bit when Andre Davis is returning a punt or a kickoff. Brought it out to the 43-yard line, tackled by Adam Lenort. Don't forget, folks, coming up tonight on ESPN 2, it's Mississippi State against Auburn. Wayne Madkin leading his troops against the Auburn Tigers. Auburn defense, important matchup for the Tigers and for Mississippi State, struggling out of the gate. Got blasted by Florida last week. 1st and 10 from the 44 for the Hokies. Knoll with time, complete to his big tight end, Browning Wynn.
You know, one of the things that makes Grant Knoll so effective, unlike Michael Vick, Grant is willing to sit in the pocket and wait for his receiver to come in the clear. Now you see the play action, which is an effective weapon for Virginia Tech because they run the ball so well. You see number 93, Browning Wynn, right there coming across the field, making a good catch and taking a hit, but securing the football. Well-executed play. Grant Knoll's willingness to stay in the pocket made that happen.
And a 13-yard pickup as a result. 1st and 10. Option. Burnell pushed out of bounds at the 34-yard line by Rick Sherrod, the free safety. Sherrod will be making a lot of tackles today. That's a bet. That's for sure.
Burnell has the ability and the speed to get out on a speed option. We talked yesterday with Coach El Mason, the defensive coordinator of the West Virginia Mountaineers. And one problem that the Mountaineers defense has a problem defending is the speed option. That's when the quarterback gets a snap, starts sprinting down the field, takes an option on the outside player of the defense. Runner pitch.
Sets up a 2nd down and 1. Burnell again has the 1st down. And is tackled at the 27-yard line by Estrada, Wiley, and Hackett.
One thing to keep an eye on when you're watching your West Virginia defense play today, make sure that they don't miss tackles. First thing out of Coach El Mason's mouth yesterday, we tackled terrible. And that's something that needs to change. And it's an attitude. Tackling is an attitude. The guy has the ball, you say he's going down, you put your helmet on him and put him down. See what you hit.
The feeling coming into this that the Mountaineer defense has to outperform somehow the Hokie defense.
Tall order.
Little waggle. Complete again to his tight end again, Wynn. Down to the 17-yard line, close to another 1st down.
Well, Grant Knoll does a great job, and people think of Grant Knoll as a guy that is not a scrambler. He's a pocket passer. What they'll do is here, because this is effective because they've been able to run the ball. There they fake that fake cutback play. You'll see Browning Wynn coming across the corner, recognizing the opening in the zone, and keep bringing it towards your quarterback to make it an easier throw for Grant Knoll. Grant Knoll delivers the football where it needs to be thrown.
14-yard pickup, 1st down and 10 for the Hokies, out of the eye. West Virginia coming on a blitz. Burnell had one man to beat for a touchdown, but Sean Hackett saved the touchdown with a tackle.
Sean Hackett did make the touchdown-saving tackle. Again, their gap responsibility looks a little bit off right now. You'll see the Virginia Tech defense, or offensive line, blow off the line of scrimmage. Number 60 gets piled up there a little bit, but still is able to get the block and get in the way of a defender for him to get penetration and make the tackle. Jacob Gibson does a nice job of not putting on a play. It's a pulling guard.
Those guys have been extremely efficient inside the 20, the Hokies have. They hand it off on 1st and goal. That was the fullback that time, Jarrett Ferguson, tackled by James Davis.
They need to get low and get some penetration on that defensive line. Jarrett Ferguson's the Don Nottingham type. You remember him, Mark?
Bowling ball, yeah.
Yep, absolutely. He's got that leverage. He can get down and get low.
5'9", 220. One of the great stories of that program over the last 4 years, the way he's made himself into a player. Second and goal. Burnell, touchdown Hokies. Virginia Tech marched it right down the field and right into the end zone.
And that's vintage Virginia Tech football right there. Run the football, then set it up off the play action. You got to remember that Virginia Tech is one of the, probably if not the only team in the country that does not have a one-back offense. Whether it's running a down or passing down, it's a two-back offense, and they attack you with it. Here's what we do, stop us.
Wardley in for the extra point. Low snap. But they got it down. And the number 6 ranked Hokies taking a 7-0 lead. Trying to extend their winning streak over West Virginia to 4 games. We'll be back after this.
The American flag. It symbolizes freedom and justice for all mankind. Throughout the land, millions of Americans are proudly displaying the flag. Introducing the American Freedom Collection. A set of 2 quick display flags, 1 Old Glory flag, and the exclusive God Bless America flag. Each flag is made of weatherproof, fade-resistant material. They attach to your car window in seconds. Just slide the slot in the window. It's that easy. It looks great on mailboxes, bikes, trucks, even inside your home. The American Freedom Collection also includes 4 reusable peel-in-place flags. There's no glue. Just peel off the flag, and it'll cling to any smooth surface. Call now and receive your personal American Freedom pin. You get everything. The Old Glory flag, the God Bless America flag, the peel-in-place flags, and flag pin. The entire American Freedom Collection for just $14.99. Call now.
To order your American Freedom Collection for only $14.99 plus shipping, have your credit card or checkbook ready and call 1-800-843-5400.
College football Saturday at 7 on ESPN2. Dante Walker leads Mississippi State in a must-win against SEC West leading Auburn. At 7:45 on ESPN. Last week, Northwestern won a thriller. Northwestern wins it! Now, Damian Anderson and the undefeated Wildcats battle Big Ten rival Ohio State. Mississippi State, Auburn at 7 on ESPN2. Northwestern, Ohio State at 7:45 on ESPN. College football Saturday, tonight.
ESPN2's presentation of college football is brought to you by 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls. And by Lincoln Financial Group. Clear solutions in a complex world.
Hokies with a 7-0 lead, getting set to kick off. John Molerup kicking off from his 35. Sean Terry ran one back last week, and the seam closed up very quickly. Brought down at the 27-yard line. Number 21, Michael Crawford, making the tackle for the Hokies. Let's take one more look at that touchdown moments ago by the Hokies.
Anytime you play goal line defense, you need to get penetration and get underneath those offensive linemen. You have linebackers coming over the top. What happens is Burnell recognizes the linebackers coming over the top. He goes low, just enough knockoff off the football by the VT offense lineman on the West Virginia defense lineman to get that extra yard.
Brad Lewis tries to pitch it, and it's an incomplete pass. That's ruled incomplete. Bowles Colas broke it up, number 99 for Virginia Tech. It'll be 2nd down and 10. This Mountaineer offense has to start getting some longer plays. One more look, though, first at this one.
Yeah, somebody's got to get a hand on Bowles Colas because you need to slow him up a little bit so that doesn't happen to disrupt the read of Brad Lewis.
Coburn, they stopped up at the line of scrimmage at the 24 by Ben Taylor. Let's go back to Reese Davis.
Right, Mark, Miami tuning up for Florida State next week, taking on Larry Blakeney's Troy State Trojans, and Ken Dorsey
looking for Andre Johnson. Has a touchdown hurricane. David Filial was in coverage, but one on. Back here, 3rd down and long, 11 to go. Yeah, 40% of the season, West Virginia is.
Virginia Tech's 3rd down defense is 15%. That's another category they lead the country in on defense.
Little bunch set to the right of Lewis. Under duress and brought down at the 15-yard line. In heavy pursuit was Dan Wilkinson, number 54.
They came with a zone blitz and executed it perfectly. Now what Brad Lewis does when he sees that he has no chance to get the ball or make positive yardage with his feet, you see the zone blitz, there's the safety dropping back. That's why you know it's zone. Ben Taylor has a chance to make a play. Now Brad Lewis, throw the football away. Throw the ball away, give your team the best opportunity to create field position.
He came after that one a little bit, but Fazzolari got it away in a nice punt. Driving Davis back to the 39. Andre Davis finds an alley. Davis, it's Beamer ball. Andre Davis down to the 9-yard line. Andre Davis lacerating that defense and bringing it back within the shadows of the Mountaineers goalposts.
Yeah, Mark, you think about a punt return team that puts pressure, it likes to come and block him. Well, it also helps the return game because the punt team has to hold their blocks longer, thus they can't get downfield to cover the kicks. And Andre Davis, he knows what to do when he gets the football. They had the wall set up, well executed. Like you said, Mark, Beamer ball at its best.
Kevin Jones now in a tailback. Noel Audubon at the line. Kevin Jones, the freshman. Broke the tackle, plowing and powering his way down to the 3. Stopped by Daniels and Wiley. Kevin Jones, arguably the most heralded high school running back in the country a season ago at the high school level.
Kevin Jones is something special, and they want to get him the ball more and more. Coach Bussell, the offensive coordinator for Virginia Tech, said Kevin Jones is making a move to become the #1 guy as far as carrying the mail for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, came into the game as the team's leading rusher. Second down and goal for the Hokies. Didn't see any flags on the field.
That's something like. He's setting a 25-second clock. Now, Lou Daniels was in the hole and had an opportunity to make a stop for a 1-yard gain. Kevin Jones used his power to get the extra.
That is a great two-headed monster at tailback.
6'1" right there. That's nice. 6'1" a pop. That's nice.
Here he is again. Jones slips and falls forward to the 2.5-yard line. Angel Estrada, a free safety, making the stop on the play, the Rover. It'll be third down and goal for Virginia Tech.
Angel would have had an opportunity to make an open field tackle on Kevin Jones. A big challenge for him, and Kevin slipped. Now on third down here, it's a big play action down. Jared Ferguson is a target for Grant Knoll on this type of play. Also, they've been successful running the football either or.
Ferguson, the lead back out of the eye. They give it to him, and he broke the tackle and scored.
Number 27, Ferguson, the back carrier. Touchdown, Virginia Tech.
Leverage. Another thing that presents is he's a small target at 5'9". You get behind the 6'4", 6'5" offensive lineman, he's hard to see.
Number 49, Worley, attempting the
Jarrett Ferguson with the touchdown. A few weeks ago, Ferguson actually passed a kidney stone, was hospitalized. But he's a tough customer. Jarrett Ferguson came into the program lightly regarded, but as a talent now.
Bunch of big offensive linemen up there get penetration and knocking the nose guard back. Got to be a little bit more stout at that at nose guard. If two guys hit him, Jarrett Ferguson is able to break tackles. Hackett had a chance at him. James Davis has a chance at him. Jarrett Ferguson's too strong. You got to feel good for him, huh, Mark?
Yeah, homecoming. Busloads of people coming from Frankfort High School and nearby West Virginia here where he's from. Heard they canceled the homecoming dance.
Rumor has it, yeah.
What about that?
Nobody would be there. Everybody's here.
Well, she's not happy to see Grant Knoll. That's a Mountaineer fan.
Number 97, John Fullerud.
As Knoll has choreographed another scoring drive set up by that Andre Davis 59-yard punt return.
It's tough to put those headphones on with his helmet on, wouldn't it?
Got to take it off. The Mountaineers will have to start off on their own 20. Let's go back to Reese in the studio.
Okay, Mark, we mentioned earlier that Kyle McCann threw that pick that was taken back for 6. This is what a little veteran leadership will do for you. 10 plays, 74-yard drive, finds Jeremy Allen for the touchdown, and the Hawkeyes have tied Purdue at 7. And Sunge, the State University of New Jersey, on top of Syracuse, 5-3.
5-3 with runners in scoring position. 14-0 here. Rose completes the pass to Braxton. Quick 3-step drop. He's working on Angelo Hall at corner. Folks, today ABC Sports brings you great college football regional action at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. Oklahoma, number 3 against number 5 Texas, the Red River Battle. And number 15 Michigan taking on Penn State. Check your local listings for details in your area. Joe Paterno trying again for that elusive record-tying win, number 323. Stop made by number 95, Jim Davis on the play.
Yeah, Jimmy Davis does a great job of recognizing this play coming from his defensive end position. You'll see it. He's not even honoring Brad Lewis on the fake right here. Now look for West Virginia. They got coaches up here beside us. They're going to see that and look for a bootleg off of that pretty soon. Fake the handoff. Because of the defensive ends of Virginia Tech are pitching down so hard inside.
Out of the backfield. Lewis complete. Housewright making the tackle on Coburn. Near the first down marker. The fans booing because of the spot.
West Virginia needs a first down here just to maybe get a little bit of momentum, get the fans back into the ball game, and slow that Virginia Tech offense down. We always talk about Virginia Tech defense.
Yeah.
You need to establish some type of rest for your defense because Virginia Tech has a kind of offense that will pound you and wear you down.
Let's see, Chris, how quickly Fazzolari gets rid of this punt. Davis standing on his own 30, had a great return last time. He came after him a little bit, and it appeared as if he was thinking about it too.
A little different setup that time, too. He was lined up for 11 yards. The reason being, normally he's a 2-step punter. He'll line up 14. He's lined up 11 because he's a 1-step punter that time.
Let's go back to Reese in the studio.
Okay, Mark, remember how tough Troy State played Nebraska in the first half? The Trojans on the move, and it is Brock Nutter. Roll one way, throw the other. LeBaron Black will take it, and the Trojans have tied the Canes in the second quarter at 7.
Like the look of that play. First down and 10, and once again the Mountaineer defense on the field, which is a bad sign if you're a Mountaineer fan. They've been on the field for most of this first period. Knoll to pass. You know, he's not Michael Vick, but he can escape from trouble for the first down at the 45-yard line. Grant Knoll. A 12-yard pickup. Let's go back and take a look at that last punt and Fazzolari getting rid of it.
Yeah, Mark, now, normally he's lined up at 14 yards. Here he's lined up at 11 yards. Why? Because he's going to one-step. There's the one-step and kick. At 14 yards, he's a 2-step punter. What that allows them to do is bring the protection in a little bit to contain that punt defense of Virginia Tech.
The Hokies even dictating to you on special teams.
They do. They dictate what they want to do in everything, every part of the game.
First and 10. Jones met with force at the 43-yard line by Jason Davis, number 90.
Jason Davis did a great job of playing off the offensive lineman, using his hands, create separation, discarding the VT lineman, then making an open field tackle on a very good elusive back and a powerful back. Nice play, Jason.
Jason Davis, the junior out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. A distinctively Florida flavor on this Mountaineer team. Look at the discrepancy already in rushing yards.
Well, that's the one thing that Coach Almation didn't want to see.
Second and 11. Knoll escapes. And he's picked off at the 46-yard line. Number 2, Richard Bryant.
First interception of the year for Grant Knoll. Again, he buys time with his feet. Not like Michael Vick. Michael Vick would have took off and run down the field. Grant's looking for the receiver down the field. Makes a bad decision. Richard Bryant does a nice job. Andre Davis has to come back for the football a little bit. You see him, he's kind of slowing down. Keep running, Andre. That's your fault, Andre. You got to bring that route across the field. You stopped. You caused that interception. Keep running across the field.
And as a result, the best starting field position of the day for the Mountaineers. They try to go up top. Braxton open. Incomplete at the 20. Lewis had Braxton with room to spare.
That was a get to cover, too. You got to put that one on a little bit of a line because the corner sat down rather quick and didn't carry the receiver down the field. But David Pugh forced him to throw it a little bit higher because he was in Brant Lewis's face.
Second down.
Lewis said that this was the week he feels that they can make some big plays downfield. Little option. Nastasi at the 49 brought down. Let's go back to Reese in the studio.
Clark, Casey Clausen starting to warm up. A little bit of a sluggish start this season. Already thrown one touchdown pass to Kelly Washington. This one to Leonard Scott. It came after Rashad Baker pick. It's 14-3, but the Dogs are moving.
Under a minute to play here. Third down and 6 to go. Complete for the first down at the 41, Sean Terry.
That's great recognition by Brad Lewis. That's a big lift. Nice route by Sean Terry. Put the ball on the outside of where he needed. And coming into that, they were 0 for 4 on third downs. They needed that, not only for them, but to give their defense a rest. You see Sean Terry just getting outside McAdam, and McAdam's got to get out to the flat. Brad Lewis delivered the ball to the outside. Great recognition on the receiver and quarterback's behalf.
First down, Coburn. Slipped, rigging his balance, making it down to the 34-yard line. Willie Pyle making the tackle on the play. Coburn, the defending Big East rushing champion.
Look at that Virginia Tech defense, especially the front seven, Mark. The hands are on the hips. As soon as your hands go on your hips, that means you're breathing heavy.
A little fatigue, perhaps setting in. 2nd and 3. Coburn this time chopped down right at the line of scrimmage. David Pugh, the first-team All-Big East performer last year, making the play that time, and that'll be the last play of the first period. As the Hokies have done it through the air and on the ground, primarily with number 20. They lead 14-0 when we come back for the beginning of the second quarter.
The NHL is back. ESPN Wednesday Night Hockey. Wednesdays only on ESPN.
What's going on?
Is the best time for the best deals during the biggest wireless sale of the year at your neighborhood Radio Shack.
What's going on?
Is great phone offers on name brand models. Like the incredible Nokia 5180, only $29.99. It's free after a $30 instant rebate with features like one-button access to menu options, caller ID, and voicemail. Hurry in for great calling plans at the biggest wireless sale of the year at Radio Shack. The perfect place to get connected to.
What's going on? What's going on?
Hand me the remote.
You call this adventure? Take a road trip, visit new places, meet new people, try foods you never thought you'd eat.
We need that.
A wild yak is good, if you can catch one.
Fairfield Inn Come Out and Play rates make this a great weekend for a road trip.
Is that scarf from a wild yak? No, blow dryer.
Call 1-800-MARRIOTT. Fairfield Inn, your Marriott awaits.
I am very proud of my lawn.
We enjoy it as much as he does.
Our neighbors usually ask me what I use, and I tell them. I use Scott's Winterizer.
He really cares.
You apply it in the fall, the food actually enters the root system. It stores it over the winter, and then in the spring, it perks that grass right up. It explodes, basically. Obviously, it's a critical step.
He's tried other products, too.
They just didn't work out. Scott's Winterizer gives me the last green lawn in the fall and the first green lawn in the spring.
The Doobie Cassette, including Listen to the Music and the #1 hits Blackwater.
Like to hear some Funky Dixieland,
and What a Fool Believes. The Doobie Brothers' greatest hits also features classic hits like China Grove, Minute by Minute, Long Train Runnin'. Real Love, Taking It to the Streets, and many more huge rock hits. Listen to the music one more time. All of the mega rock hits you still hear on the radio. 98 cassette plus $4.95 shipping and handling to the address shown. Call now. Rush delivery available.
Back here in Morgantown, West Virginia. Mountaineer Field. Mark Jones along with Chris Spielman and Holly Rowe down in the field. 3rd down and 3 to go. For the Mountaineers, they're 1 of 5 in 3rd down conversions today. Lewis out of the shotgun. Broken up nicely by number 41, Jake Housewright, who's playing on a bad knee today. Let's take a look at our ESPN2 game track and some of the vital pertinent points of the game. Keith Burnell with a 1-yard touchdown plunge. And then Andre Davis with a 53-yard punt return. The biggest play of the game so far to put them within striking range. And then Bryant interception followed by this Jarrett Ferguson touchdown run. 4th down, they're going to go for it. Lewis incomplete. Broken up by Roniel Whitaker, intended for Braxton. And the Hokies take over on downs.
That's a tough loss for West Virginia. They want to get in this ball game. They had field position created by a turnover. Couldn't convert. Jake Housewright first with the breakup. Roniel Whitaker reading the slant route.
1st and 10.
Jumped all over that one.
For Virginia Tech at their 34.
And Whitaker, the type of player, he'll let you know about it afterwards, too. Not shy. 1st down and 10 for Virginia Tech. Burnell back in the game for Jones, and he's brought down immediately the 34 by Rick Sherrod.
You talk about 8-man front and having a safety in the box, and they run the isolation play. An offense should not be able to run that play because they do not have enough men to block him. Rick Sherrod made a great open field tackle. The linebacker did a good job of bouncing it out to Rick Sherrod. Well-executed defense by West Virginia. That's what they need to do on every play in order to stay in this ball game.
Had a big week, as you saw, against Maryland last week. 20 stops. He's been in double figs plenty of times this year. No, almost picked off at the 45. Intended for Davis. Bryant right there.
Richard Bryant is doing a nice job on Andre Davis. He's breaking for the football before Andre Davis is breaking for the ball. Well, here again, Andre's got to come back to this ball. Richard breaks on the ball before Andre breaks on the ball and does a nice job. Grant Knoll put it where only Andre could get it, though. It would have been a tough interception with a low ball.
Chris, that sets up a 3rd down and 10 from the 34.
Comes the blitz.
Knoll finds plenty of time. And the pass complete to Wynn, stopped by Sherrod. And Wynn has a 1st down.
They bring a 5-man pressure zone package. You can't get any. If you can't give Grant Knoll all that time to throw the ball, I mean, the receivers are too good. These are college football players. They're going to find openings. Again, there you have 5 guys rushing the passer. Grant Knoll buying time with his feet again. Hits Browning Wynn, who just well in the air, turns his body and secures the catch for the 1st down.
1st down and 10 at the 49. Option to Ferguson. He got to the edge. And Burnell has another 1st down at the 34. Let's go back to Reese.
Mark, Maryland and Virginia. The Virginia defense very cognizant of the nation's leading rusher, Bruce Perry. They're out there all over him, but Sean Hill able to keep on the option, gets in the house, and the Terps on top 7-0 in the 2nd.
Hey, what about the job that Ralph Friedgen has done so far at Maryland?
A long time for his opportunity. Did a wonderful job at Georgia Tech. Gets his shot, making the most of it.
Vaulting them into the top 25. Virginia Tech ranked number 6 in the polls. 1st down and 10. Burnell brought down for a loss at the 36 by Kyle Caden. We had a chance to visit with some of the West Virginia players yesterday, and Kyle Caden, a nice, engaging young man, a really great kid. Good talent, too. Started 37 consecutive games over his 4-year starting career.
The management is going to go into finance. I said, give me some stock advice, Kyle. What do you do? Crispy be diverse in your investments. I said, all right, man. You learned that. I learned that in Finance 101 myself. Give me something I can use.
Says he might want to work on Wall Street. I put my money on him. 2nd and 12. Between the tackles. Again is Burnell, brought down by Lewis Daniels this time. At the 31. It'll be 3rd down and about 7 to go for the Hokies. 12:45 to play in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, Lewis Daniels is doing a good job of recognizing the run, but he has to come in with a little bit more neck roll. That means you got to bring a little more, Lewis.
Effort, the buzzword today for the Mountaineer defense. 3rd and 6 for the Hokies. Noel picked off. Grant Wiley. And for the 2nd time today, the Mountaineer defense picks off Grant Noel.
Well, obviously, Grant Noel did not see Grant Wiley. Grant Wiley does a good job of recognition. He's trying to go downfield to Browning Wynn. Browning Wynn didn't run the right route that Grant Noel expected him to run. Grant Wiley, reading the quarterback size, makes a nice break. Secures the football. Does a nice job returning it for linebacker. Not bad running back skills.
Yeah, running with a bad hamstring.
Browning Wynn was headed down to the vertical. He's got to put air on that ball if he was looking for Browning Wynn on that pass.
1st and 10 for the Mountaineers, trying to convert. Avon Coburn stopped up at the line of scrimmage at the 34 by Ben Taylor, who led the charge. What is it that makes, Chris, this defense for the Hokies so tough to run against?
First of all, they understand the system. Put in first by Coach Elmation, and Bud Foster's kind of developed his own system out of that. Each player knows their role. They play great team defense, and every guy runs to the football. They get maroon helmets on the ball carrier 10, 11 at a time.
2nd down and 11. Flag down. Lewis picked off. Kevin McAdam, but will it stand? McAdam, who had a touchdown off an interception last week, gets another one here.
Flag on the play.
Holding offense. The penalty is declined. 1st and 10, Virginia Tech.
And the Hokies will have tremendous field position. Number 5, McAdam, had a pick and took it back for a touchdown last week.
Brad Lewis on the run. Well, it's tough to say where he was trying to put that football. That's one where you got to throw it away. Terry was in the vicinity, but if you're going to throw it out of bounds. Go ahead, line up and live to play another down. It's only an incomplete pass.
Lewis now with 7 interceptions on the young season. 1st and 10, Kevin Jones. He will not be caught. Touchdown, Virginia Tech.
Yeah, that's that power roll play, Mark. What they'll do is they'll lead with the fullback and bring the guard around and pull him around from the opposite side. The kick out, well executed. West Virginia's had trouble stopping the run all year. Again, it's about blocking and tackling. They wouldn't have got Kevin Jones if that was flag football.
That was virtually untouched. Jones with a 44-yard dash to pay dirt. And Virginia Tech has vaulted out of the starting blocks to a 21-0 lead. Kevin Jones reminiscent of another number 7 that used to wear that Hokie uniform. Maybe just as fast, too. 21-0 when we come back.
Saturn is working to keep our economy strong. In jobs, in commerce, and in spirit. As part of that effort, we're providing interest-free financing on every new coupe, sedan, and wagon we make. Come visit your Saturn retailer and keep America rolling.
Want to try that triple Lutz?
What the heck? I got supplemental insurance.
What's that?
A Lutz?
No, that something insurance.
Even the best insurance doesn't give you cash for things like lost pay and other expenses. This does.
What does?
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
You're going to hear a lot of secrets about winning from a lot of drivers. Well, I'm going to let you in on this 3-time champion secret. Okay. Good lunch. Can't win on an empty stomach.
I hear you. When you're hungry, nothing's better at satisfying that crave than Wendy's Bacon Mushroom Melt with 3 strips of bacon and mushrooms in a cheddar sauce. Now that's a lunch. Should I get the combo?
Get the combo.
Wendy's Bacon Mushroom Melt. When you gotta have one, you gotta have one. Rookies.
Hey, they're all alike.
Remember, Wendy's pickup windows open late, so you can eat great, even late.
If you're concerned about hair loss, call Hair Club now and get this booklet or CD-ROM free. It's packed with the latest information on hair loss breakthroughs from around the world, including hair cloning and genetic therapy. It's loaded with the latest updates on all the proven hair loss options available today, including approved drugs, shampoos, and Hair Club's new procedures. So call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB now to get more information. Hair Club, over 25 years of hair loss experience available at your fingertips.
One thing they know how to do here in Morgantown, barbecue. That thing is cooked, glazed, and ready to be sliced, Chris Spielman. Get me some barbecue here in Morgantown.
We got to find that guy.
Yeah. Off of Sean Terry, out of bounds, inside the 20-yard line. Reese, back to you in the studio.
Mark, Tennessee and Georgia, the Dogs have been snuffed out on a drive deep into ball end, but then they forced a punt, and Damian Gary finds a seam in Damian Gary. Damian Gary's going to head for the checkerboards. 72 yards, and the Dogs are back in it. They haven't won in Knoxville since Herschel was a freshman. 14-10.
Since Herschel was a freshman. Checkmate.
It's a wow, yeah.
Nice. First down and 10. Lewis's interception set up that touchdown by Jones just a few moments ago. Complete this one out of the backfield to Coburn, knocked out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Number 24, Larry Austin. Let's go downstairs to Holly Rowe.
Guys, things starting to unravel for West Virginia on the bench right now. Their defensive players came off of the field and were yelling and screaming at each other. One of the players said, "Quit screaming at each other and just play." The defensive coach stepped in and said, "Look, whoever yells at each other is going to be sitting with me here on the sideline. They have got to win together. Their motto is together we win." Right now, they're a little bit divided.
And they certainly seem a little bit frazzled on the field as well, Holly. And the fans are unraveling too. Of course, a boo's coming down on them.
Yeah, Brad Lewis made a good decision here. Nobody's open. They got to throw it away. The other thing, Mark, one of the most demoralizing things on a defense is if a team is able to run the ball at will, which Virginia Tech has established. And that gets to the heart of you. That gets your soul, man. That's what you're about, is running, stopping the run.
Sets up a 3rd down and 8. These are new times here in West Virginia, at the beginning of a new era. The incomparable Don Nalen retiring last year. The pass complete to Braxton at the 22-yard line, stopped by Whitaker. Let's go back to Reese.
When Mark, Kansas State played such a great game against Oklahoma last week, and another tough test in Manhattan today against Colorado, and Craig Oaks to Daniel Graham. What a grab, and the Buffs in an important game for them, on top by a touchdown.
West Virginia set to punt. Azzolari standing at his own 10. We'll see if the Hokies come after this one. They did last time.
They tried to sneak Avon Coburn out there on the field. You see Frank Beamer out there yelling, "Hey, you can't do that." Nobody was covering him down.
The officials, as we mentioned at the top, have to watch the substitution pattern.
Yeah.
Timeout. Charge to Virginia Tech.
Trying to pull a fast one on Beamer ball.
You can't catch Frank napping that often, if at all. 21-0 when we come back.
Saturn is working to keep our economy strong in jobs, in commerce, and in spirit. As part of that effort, we're providing interest-free financing on every new coupe, sedan, and wagon we make. Come visit your Saturn retailer and keep America rolling.
Stick with the original.
1-800-COLLECT, America's #1 way to call collect.
What is the calculation?
89.3 degrees.
Excellent.
It seems Germany's got a taste for America. Backslide.
To you, it's a PC. But to your kids, it's a laboratory, a museum, or a rainforest. The compact Presario 5000T with Intel Pentium 4 processor. It'll give your child the power to explore a world of ideas. And it's just $8.99. To buy now, call 1-800-331-7390 and get free shipping on your PC, plus double your memory for free. Hey, why just take your kids to school when you can take them farther than they ever dreamed?
College football Saturday. Damian Anderson leads the undefeated Wildcats in a battle with Ohio State. Northwestern, Ohio State, 7:45 tonight on ESPN.
Rich Rodriguez, the first-year head coach at his alma mater, West Virginia. His team set to punt. Fazzolari standing at his own 9-yard line. Hokies elect not to come after this one. Fazzolari doesn't get off one of his better efforts. It's out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Good starting field position for the Hokies, who lead 21-0. We're joined by the former head coach, Don Nehlen. Coach, thanks for joining us. The last time I saw you, a bunch of Mountaineer fans were singing to you in the hotel lobby after your Music City Bowl victory. What have you been doing with your time?
Well, you know, I've been having a lot of fun, to be honest about it, Mark. I have a couple little jobs. I do this and I do that, but the big thing, I do them when I want to do them. And it's, naturally you miss the guys, you miss the competition on Saturday, but, I coached 42 years and I just felt it was time for me to maybe do a little something different.
And you accomplished quite a bit in the 42 years. First down and 10. We'll get to you in a bit after this play. Knoll to pass. Complete at the 46-yard line.
Coach, one of your former players took over, Rich Rodriguez. Any advice did you give him when he came in and took the job about coaching here at West Virginia?
No, not really. There's an awful lot of advice givers sitting out there, and I didn't think he needed someone else to give him advice. He's a good young coach. I'm a little surprised. I thought we would be a little better football team right now than we are. Anytime you change coaches and, they're new and different systems and all those things, but there was a lot of kids left over from a year ago. But Virginia Tech, they're so basic. They just keep playing old-fashioned football and beat you with the kicking game in their defense, and all of a sudden they score a touchdown.
Coach, as you look back on your career now, given a little time to reflect, what would be the one most rewarding moment of your coaching career if you had to put your finger on it?
Oh, wow. I coached here 21 years. We were at the top of the mountain and probably at the bottom once in a while. But, we had 2 undefeated seasons. And in '88, we were undefeated, and we had 65,000 people. And our team went in the locker room and came back out, and nobody left. And our team ran around the stadium, and that was an awful big moment for us. And then our '93 team was kind of an overachieving bunch. They did a great job. And then the game I really remember was when we went out to Oklahoma and put one on the Sooners out there. That was a big game for us because 2 years prior to that, they had beaten us about 60 points. And my senior said, Coach, it wasn't so bad we lost by 60, but their regulars never put their pads on the second half. So it was kind of nice to go out there and beat those guys.
Right here on the field, 3rd down and 9 now.
Big play coming up. West Virginia needs to stop and needs to score.
Yeah, they bring some pressure here. Shuttle pass and
good play.
Defense comes up with a stop. Let's go back to that Music City Bowl from last year, Coach, and a bit of a shootout game against Mississippi. Lewis having one of his better days, and Wes Hours, huge fullback, one of your favorite players, too.
Great guy. A lot of fun. It's a funny thing. I told our team, I said, the second play, we're going to throw it to our fat fullback. And our kids went crazy, and my golly, it scored. And, our kids came off the field, and right there I knew we were going to win because we were really focused. And Wes was a lot of fun to be around, a lot of fun to coach, and is really an excellent football player.
Coach, it's certainly great to see you. And boy, I know your golf game's probably improved, right?
Well, when you're 100, it doesn't take much to improve us, you know.
Thanks,
nice
Coach.
to see you.
Yes, well, your legacy certainly lives on here at West Virginia University. We're going to take a short break and be right back after this.
Attention honorably discharged U.S. veterans and spouses and widows between the ages of 50 and 79. Many veterans and their families have received this notice advising them of eligibility for term life insurance benefits. If you did not receive one, you may not be aware you could qualify to apply for life insurance coverage from Veterans Life Insurance Company. If you're a U.S. veteran, age 50 to 79, or the spouse or widow of a veteran, you can still apply for $5,000 or $10,000 of supplemental life insurance exclusively at vets-only rates. Call this number now to request your no-cost, no-obligation benefit eligibility statement from Veterans Life, with the rate for your age and steps you must take to apply. You'll also receive a Veterans Burial Benefits Update that explains government benefits you're entitled to. This life insurance benefit for veterans ages 50 to 79 is not automatic. Call now to request information.
Veterans only. Call 1-800-652-0101.
A coaching legend comes home on ESPN Sunday Night Football. This Sunday, the 49ers welcome former coach George Seifert and his hungry Panthers. San Fran's elusive Jeff Garcia now has a balanced offense led by the rejuvenated Garrison Hurst. There goes Hurst. But Carolina's on the prowl behind surprise rookie quarterback Chris Weinke. Panthers 49ers, 8:30 Sunday on ESPN. It all starts with NFL Primetime at 7:30.
We have a significant change in personnel for West Virginia. Derek Jones, number 13, the redshirt freshman in at quarterback. Escaping harm's way for a little bit and got back to the line of scrimmage after running about 15 yards, Chris.
Yeah, they have to do something to slow down the penetration. That was a great job by Jones of just getting back to the line of scrimmage. Great individual effort. Now, the spread offense is more suited for Derek Jones type quarterback, a player that can throw and run and make something happen with his feet.
You look at the players that Rich Rodriguez had: Woody Dantzler, Clemson, Sean King at Tulane. Jones in that mold. Second down and 10. Incomplete. Intended for Cooper Rigo. Eric Green in on the coverage. It'll be third down and 10.
Lucky overthrew him a little. Eric Green had blue end zone on his mind.
Third down. Well, Jones is supposed to have had as much a grasp on the offense as Lewis did. Rodriguez saying that the package won't change if he gets into the game. Third down and 10. Gets it off to Terry. Incomplete, no flags.
Good call. It's a good call. Eric Green does a great job of mirroring Sean Terry. You see him right here. You got to look for the ball. Maybe a little bit got his hands. They're just chicken fighting a little bit. It's a good ball. They both go up for the football. I tend to favor the defense in those types of situations.
Sometimes I've noticed. Just a couple times.
You know, Mark, the average field position start for West Virginia has been horrible. And it's tough enough to go 30 yards against the #1 defense in the country, but to go 80 yards and 90 yards, it's almost impossible to do.
Barzilari with a low line driver back to the 30. Davis. Flag down. Davis down at the 37-yard line. Barzilari with a 55-yard punt. Easily his best of the day.
Now Brian King caught one in the back there. Covering a kick, doing a good job as a gunner. Hustling, forcing the block in the back.
Is it just me, or do you get the feeling when the Hokies are on special teams, if you're West Virginia, you're kind of holding your breath a little bit?
Well, you are, because, you know, that's another misnomer. You don't need to set up a punt return, because when you do rush a punt, it forces the punt team to sit there and
illegal
protect
block
longer.
in the back and above the waist against the return team. 10 yards assessed. We spotted the foul. When we return, it will be 1st and 10.
Thus giving the receiver more time to work in the open field.
Meanwhile, Brad Lewis, now the backup quarterback, perhaps contemplating his future the rest of the game. We'll be right back.
It's got a groove that makes you get up and move. Presenting Roots of Rhythm, a collection of the hottest songs ever recorded. All the pioneers of R&B. Bo Diddley, James Brown. Order with your credit card and get a free bonus CD featuring the greatest ballads ever recorded. That's 2 great Roots of Rhythm CDs, 28 hits. With each CD, you'll get a fact-filled booklet that tells the stories of the artists and their songs.
You ain't nothing but a hound.
Then audition other Roots of Rhythm CDs. Satisfy the toll-free number on your screen and get 2 great Roots of Rhythm CDs for just $17.99. That's 28 songs for just $17.99. Operators are standing by, so call now.
ESPN2's presentation of college football is brought to you by Saturn. Now with 2 distinctly different car lines, the L Series and the S Series. And by Aflac. Without it, no insurance is complete.
A sold-out Mountaineer Field here at Morgantown, West Virginia. Little chilly. They don't have shirts, but it's their team that has to warm up a little bit. West Virginia trailing 21-0 to Hokies and their fans with the lead right now. Fumble on the play. And the Hokies got it back. They retained possession at the 20. Let's go back to Reese.
All right, Mark. David Green, the Georgia quarterback, said he had heard of Knoxville. I've heard it's really loud. I've also heard it's overrated. Down 14-10 to the Vols. Oh, Green's walking the walk, finding Fred Gibson, and the Dogs are on top 17-14. And Miami still in a tussle with Troy State, 10-7 late in the first half.
Miami with that 13-game win streak on the line. Movement up front and contact too.
It's a great call. Great awareness of Steve DeMasi, the center. He saw somebody come in to the neutral zone, snaps the ball right away. Grant Knoll normally could break your fingers doing that, but Grant Knoll, they work on that, so Grant Knoll was ready to receive the snap.
DeMasi, the lone returning starter on that Virginia Tech offensive line.
Boom. As soon as he sees him in the neutral zone, even though the cadence wasn't there, he's still going to snap the ball because you're going to get first down. Watch the awareness. In the neutral zone, snap. There, nobody else was ready to go, but Steve DeMasi there, he pointed. He did it, he jumped, he made me snap the ball. It's well-coached football right there.
Heady play by number 61, DeMasi. Sets up a second down and 7 to go for the Hokies. Number 6 in the country, undefeated at 4-0. Jones dragged down by his collar at the 33, and he has a first down. Kevin Jones, who has a touchdown run already today. That's the first time I think he's been touched in the last 10 minutes.
That design cutback play. Jared Ferguson does a nice job of knocking down the defensive end, James Davis. Keith Jones recognizes when to cut it back, times it well, gets good yardage. They're averaging over, what, 10 yards a pop on first down. Talk about winning first down. They can't get out of first down.
First down and 10. Jones again, tiptoeing his way out to the 35-yard line. Jones. Folks, tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, join Chris Berman and the team of Stuart Scott, Tom Jackson, Sterling Sharp, Steve Young, reporter Chris Mortensen, as they prepare you for all the day's NFL games. NFL Countdown on ESPN. Reports from all games, up-to-the-minute news, stats, and everything you need to know right up until kickoff each Sunday morning. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Some interesting matchups coming up this week.
No flag down there.
Dead ball, personal foul, offense. Unnecessary roughness, late hit after the play. 15-yard penalty, second down.
That's not on the Beamer Ball website.
We don't teach that kind of football here at Virginia Tech.
We'll see that on the old chat board up there, beamerball.com, the coach's website.
See Anthony Davis coming there, clearing the pile. I don't know about that. Oh, there, maybe that little extra there.
Yeah.
Trying to protect his guys.
Second down and 23. We'll go to the fullback, Jarrett Ferguson. Now, Ferguson, an interesting story. Brought down by Lake on the play. Ferguson came into the program. He weighs 220 pounds now. He came in at about 190 and has beefed up and has become a very good runner and very productive receiver out of the backfield.
Yeah, he's a big-legged guy too. Those guys are hard to stop. Great leverage at 5'9", 220. So load.
Really worked on his athletic skills.
Big screen down, Mark. Big screen down and draw.
Jones on the draw. Got to the hole. Kevin Jones. Touchdown Hokies. But there's a flag on the play. He went 79 yards, but will it stand?
Flag on the play. Holding.
And the Mountaineers dodge a big one there. They dodge trouble.
Yeah, but they're not going to dodge trouble for long if they don't tackle better. And really, there's no confidence from their coaching staff in their tackling ability. I believe we got Browning Wynn. Number 93, the Hokie tight end. See right there, he's got his hands inside. Hands inside. I don't know. That's a pretty decent job of blocking, if you ask me. Then he finishes him. See, that should not be called. The rule is usually for hands are inside, he's holding them, but that's okay. But he's got his hands inside. You know, you're down 21, maybe you get that call and you're home. But that's a good job of Browning Wynn. I guarantee you, Mark, that he's taught to put his hands in there and grab the inside part of the jersey. That's how blocking is taught these days. Tough call.
And the official right there and threw the flag. Third down and 32. Mountaineer defense could use a stop in good field position. And they get the stop. Ward, the runner on the play, his first carry. Lake making the stop. Under 5 minutes to play in the second quarter.
You know, you got a big yardage for fourth down. You got fourth and, 25 or fourth and 15. This is a good opportunity for West Virginia to come because even if they get a penalty on a kicker running into the kicker, here they come.
Didn't get there. Bounces out of bounds near midfield.
Finish my thought, even if you get an accidental roughing in the kicker, it's a 5-yard penalty. You got to punt it again. Good chance to make something happen with your special teams.
Right. Folks, tomorrow night, Carolina coach George Seifert takes his Panthers to San Francisco. That's right. Where he enjoyed incredible success, won 2 Super Bowls, in fact, to face quarterback Jeff Garcia and the young upstart 49ers coming off a big Monday night win over the Jets last week. Mike Patrick, Paul McGuire, Joe Theismann have the call. Coverage beginning with NFL Primetime, presented by Miller Lite at 7:30 Eastern Time. For more, log on to ESPN.com. This is the Mountaineers' best starting field position, Chris, of the day at the 50. Jones in at quarterback. And he got 4. Let's go back to Reese.
All right, Mark, in the ACC, that battle between Maryland and Virginia, Terps up 10-0. Matt Shaw now in there at quarterback, and he's looking for Billy McMullen. Great catch and better move. He'll take it to the house. Cavs back in it. It's 10-7. And in the Big East, Syracuse still struggling with Sunge. Rutgers now down 11-5.
Greg Schiano trying to turn things around at State University in New Jersey. Second down and 7 for the Mountaineers. Backside pressure. And Jones is put on his back by Jim Davis. It'll be third down and long.
He's got to make a little bit better decision a little quicker. Either you're going to throw it or you're going to run it because this Virginia Tech defense doesn't give you much chance to sit back and wait.
Let's go downstairs to Holly.
Guys, Derek Jones is like a deer in the headlight. The redshirt freshman that was put in at quarterback, no one could be more surprised than he is. He's very quiet before he got in this series on the sideline. Nobody was really talking to him. They would come and pat his head, though. He was moved to defense before the season. Now they've got him at quarterback.
And And he completes his first pass for the first down at the 38 to Sean Terry.
Well, he needed that from a confidence standpoint. And what they're doing to alleviate pressure from that Virginia Tech pass rush is you're letting Derek Jones move around a little bit to buy time as opposed to sitting in the pocket. Again, this is good recognition. You'll see Sean Terry scoot across. Tough throw. Rolling to your right. Throwing across your body left.
Handed off to Coburn between the tackles.
Initial stop by number 98, Monroe.
Monroe making the stop on the play. Darius Monroe. You know, speaking of Jones, the Hokie defense is not the defense that you want to be baptized by or broken in by.
No, I mean, they can do so many things well. They cover well. They play 9 guys up on the line of scrimmage. They come after you. They zone blitz. They do a lot of different things.
On the option, Coburn tackled by Ben Taylor.
You know, in my eyes, Ben Taylor is probably one of the most underrated linebackers in the country. I do. I think he does everything well. He plays the pass well. He has good speed. He can rush the passer. And he has a knowledge for the game and an instinct because he's made about 4 different tackles on the outside perimeter of being able to get to the football. Plus, he's from Ohio, so I like to do that.
There's the tie-in.
He's a good football player. He really is. He's a really solid football player. Good NFL prospect.
Jones complete to Coburn. Coburn down to the, well, he's at the 27, near the first down. Brought down by Kevin McAdam, and he got the first down. Coburn taking it to rest. Rigo coming in for him.
You talk about guys blocking downfield. Receivers blocking downfield allowed Avon Coburn to pick up the first down. That's what you need to have big plays on your offense. Receivers must block downfield.
First down and 10. Approaching 2 minutes to go in the half. Jones gives it to Rigo, who falls forward to the 26. Since Jones came into the ball game, do you sense the tempo picking up? Because tempo is a key word for the success of that West Virginia offense.
Yeah, the tempo is picking up, Mark, and it's not as fast as they would like it, but it's moving pretty good, and it's keeping Virginia Tech in their base defense. Now, Virginia Tech's players are all looking to the sidelines, getting a signal from Bud Foster. That way they don't have to go to their wristbands on their wrist. They all get the signal, they have time to adjust and line up.
Meanwhile, Rich Rodriguez getting his signals in from the sidelines. 2nd and 10. Jones going to keep it himself. Down to the 22, and Reese Davis likes to keep it himself once in a while, too. Don't you, Reese?
Oh, I'll turn it upfield in a heartbeat, Mark. No doubt about that. Coming up at halftime, we've got Troy State and Miami. If Larry Coker's plan was to get his guys out at halftime, he's going to have to go to plan B. Kansas State and Colorado, the Wildcats trying to bounce back, and the Buffs in what could be a make-or-break game from their standpoint in their season. And an SEC showdown between Georgia and Tennessee. Dogs making it tough. We'll see you at halftime.
All right, Reese, this is the 9th play of the drive. Backside pressure. Jones ruled incomplete. Not a fumble, but incomplete. And that play was blown up from the beginning. That had no chance.
They're coming with all kind of pressure. You have Brian Welch coming from the inside, T.J. Jackson coming. All your linebackers are coming and being able to apply that pressure. Again, this is a decision where you got to throw the ball away now. Ben Taylor, that's what I was talking about, his ability to close. You want to see a burst? Ben Taylor possesses a burst. That's why he'll be a good NFL player one day.
All right, and Brendan Rao in to attempt a field goal for the Mountaineers from just over 40 yards out. Rao, 7 of 9 on the season. Look out, though, for the block. They fake it, and it's stopped up. They tried to run it up the middle. A.J. Nastasi, the holder, took it right up the gut and was stopped immediately.
Trying to beat Beamer Ball and Beamer Ball. I don't know.
They took a chance to no avail. 21-0 when we come back.
If you win the game, you're not supposed to say, ha, 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 I won, you lost, you're a loser. And you're supposed to be a good sport.
It's okay if you lose. It's okay because it's only a game.
It's okay, it's just a game to play. Don't brag that.
We won. Because it'll make the people who lost really sad. They might cry because you weren't being nice to them.
Where will you find the inspiration and the environment to produce 25 Rhodes Scholars in the last century? The pride of West Virginia. a world-class recreation center designed to nurture both the mind and body. It's everywhere at West Virginia University. And it's where greatness is learned.
Back in Morgantown, West Virginia, folks. Don't forget, coming up on the Saturn Halftime Report, Reese Davis, Mark May, bringing you Troy State, Miami. Miami's struggling right now. The SEC breakdown and the talk of the Big 12. Arguably the strongest conference in college football this year.
Well, I think so. This year, at least. A lot of good teams.
First down and 10 for the Hokies.
Got movement.
Virginia Tech taking over on downs after A.J. Nastasi tried running up the middle on a fake field goal moments ago.
False start offense. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Three phases of the game. And T.J. Jackson, a starter, was on the field goal block team that time, executed his responsibility, made a great play. Wasn't faked out, recognized it, made a good solid hit.
It is first and 15 now. Burnell, who's had a good half running the ball, stopped by David Upchurch. One thing about Rich Rodriguez, he's not afraid to take a chance, but this one never really seemed to get off the ground.
Well, I think there's a miscommunication because you usually have a guy accounted for when you run a fake. T.J. Jackson just recognized the play, shot through the gap like he was going to block the field goal, but had the recognition to make a good solid hit and stop the fake. I like the call, though. I mean, you have nothing to lose. You're down 21 points. What are you going to do?
Sure. Well, Virginia Tech, ranked number 6 in the country, lead 21-0 at halftime. The big story, Beamer ball, special teams, defense, and right now they are pitching a shutout. Mark May and Reese Davis are back in the studio for the Saturn Halftime Report.
Guys, thank you. Impressive performance by the Hokies. Their Big East rivals, Miami, taking on Troy State. Hurricanes getting ready for Florida State next week. First quarter, Ken Dorsey handles the ball pretty well, does he not, Mark, and finds Andre Johnson.
Outstanding job of play-action pass, but he puts the ball on the money right at the goalpost.
Later in the first, though, remember how tough Troy State played against Nebraska in the first half, just down 28-14 and had a lead for a while. Brock Nutter finding Haywood Skipper, and then Nutter, little misdirection, everybody chasing Brock, nobody chasing LeBaron Black. That ties the game at 7. Ken Dorsey would get it going again. It's 10-7 Canes. Dorsey running it to Kevin Beard. Second touchdown pass of the game. He's thrown a touchdown pass in 20 straight Cane games, extending his own record to 17-7, close to halftime.
One thing's impressive about Troy State, they play the top guns. Their first year in Division I ball. They don't give up. They just don't have depth, Reef, to keep it going in the second half.
You see them kind of get worn down as things go on. We will get you up to date on everything going on, the big battle in the ACC and the SEC on the College Game Day Halftime Report, which is coming up after the break.
Sunday NFL Countdown, Sunday mornings at 11 Eastern, only on ESPN.
Leather seats, automatic transmission. Nowadays, you'll hear people call this a truck. Well, a man knows a station wagon when he sees one. This car will only seat off-road action if the driver backs over a flower bed. If this vehicular masquerade represents the high life to which men are called, we should trade our trousers for skirts right now.
The first oil filter ever made back in 1923 wasn't called an oil filter. It was called a Purolator. Today, every car on the road relies on technology pioneered by Purolator. And the same company that invented the oil filter just keeps reinventing it. So that for anyone who cares enough to change their own oil, Purolator continues to mean pure oil then, pure oil now. Pure oil later.
Saturn is working to keep our economy strong. In jobs, in commerce, and in spirit. As part of that effort, we're providing interest-free financing on every new coupe, sedan, and wagon we make. Come visit your Saturn retailer and keep America rolling.
Be a winner. Take one. You are KG.
I am KG.
The D's in the dime. Call an audible split belly.
You are smart.
I am smart.
3rd and 10.
Where's Watts?
There he is. 18 yards out. Get it straight. You gotta believe in yourself.
I am powerful.
Sega Sports. Rated E for everyone.
We are nestled in the rolling hills of the resplendent Appalachian Mountains, and Virginia Tech leads the West Virginia Mountaineers 21-0. We're at halftime. Mark Jones along with Chris Spielman, Holly Rowe down in the field. And you know what? That offense for West Virginia has 3 speeds: regular, Indy, and jet speed. All supposed to be fast. Right now, that offense is grounded.
And I think they're facing a test that they haven't faced all year in the Virginia Tech defense. They're just dictating to that offense what they want them to do, as opposed to the offense dictating to the defense what they want to do.
And at this point, too, they have some quarterbacking issues, the Mountaineers do. Let's take a look at our ESPN2 game track. To this point, one of the big plays early in the first quarter, Andre Davis, 53-yard punt return, set up a touchdown run for the Hokies as they took an early lead, and then 2 interceptions. One of them was right there. The Mountaineers came up with a key one, but unable to capitalize on that.
First 2 of the year by Grant Knoll.
Hadn't thrown any, and then Kevin Jones says, hey, if I'm leaving, and I'm even.
Yeah, probably one of the most explosive true freshman running backs we've seen in the country this year. Just,
Ran for
tremendous.
for close to 5,000 yards in his high school career. The coaches talked about getting him some more touches. Might see more of him even here in the second half.
He's one of the few guys in college football, Mark, that have the speed to go 80 yards. We see him go 80 yards, and that was called back.
Mountaineers picking up 3 yards deep. Davis. Andre Davis, always a threat. Takes it out to the 33-yard line. Take a look at our numbers from the first half. The 2 Hokie turnovers, the interceptions that we referred to moments ago, and Lewis threw one himself.
Well, one thing West Virginia needed to do was stop the run. Virginia Tech went up on 148 yards on them. They're not going to win the ball game when Virginia Tech can pound it like that.
First down and 10 for the Hokies. The ball at the 32. It off. Wiley making a stop on Burnell. Let's go downstairs to Holly Rowe.
Guys, Frank Beamer from Virginia Tech said he told his team to quit being so sloppy. He said towards the end of the first half, they had some uncharacteristic penalties. He said, we don't play like that. Also for Rich Rodriguez of West Virginia, he told his team they have to up the tempo. They will go with quarterback Derek Jones again here in the second half. He says the key to their offense is getting some back-to-back first down and hurrying it up against Virginia Tech's defense.
Yeah, something easier said than done at this point, Ollie. Thank you. Burnell trying to get to the edge, which he does. Steps out of bounds after getting the first down at the 45-yard line.
We gave him a leg and took it away. Was able to get that corner with that fine speed of his. Now, one thing I want to see him do is turn those shoulders upfield and go ahead and try to get extra yardage. You don't need to take it out of bounds. You got number 7 waiting in the wings. Go get that extra yard.
A little bit counts. First down and 10. Burnell and Jones almost, and I want to say forget or say this disrespectfully, but remember that Lee Suggs is still recovering. He was the guy who was the starter at the beginning of the year.
Give a nice 1-2 punch.
Now 1-2-3. Burnell brought down at the 44-yard line by David Upchurch. Talked about Lee Suggs. He was injured in the first game of the year, the victory over UConn. Since that time, Burnell has gotten his starting duty, and Jones has been backing him up.
Well, it's a nice little combination that they have because they keep throwing fresh running backs at you as a defense. That can wear you down. 2 different types of running backs. Keith Jones a little bit of bigger back. Both of them have great speed, though, and have the ability to go the distance.
Second down and 10. Antoine Lake jumping offside, number 87 right there for the Mountaineers.
That's a good hard count by Grant Knoll. Again, recognition by Steve DeMasi, the center, that once somebody penetrates the neutral zone, to go ahead and snap the football to get it 5 yards. Let's see what they have everything.
Dead ball, offsides, defense, contact 5. 5-yard penalty.
Watch Grant Knoll's head here. He's going to try to get him with his head. He got him going. And Steve DeMasi being aware.
DeMasi, a cagey veteran, came to the program as a walk-on, number 61 did, and has developed into a fine starter. Started every game at center a season ago.
Well, you got a successful program when you got Ferguson and DeMasi walking on, two of your stars on offense.
Burnell tackled on West Virginia's side of midfield at the 47 by Angel Estrada. It'll be third down and about 2 to go for the Hokies on this, their first drive of the second half. Virginia Tech leading 21-0. Mountaineer defense said they wanted to make it a 60 to 65 snap game on defense. It appears as if it's going to be much more than that, Chris.
And they also want to make Grant Knoll beat them. They need to stop the run. They have not done that yet. But for Virginia Tech to pound it again, they need 2 yards.
2 of 6 on third down today. Play fake. And Knoll makes the play. Complete for the first down. Number 9, Terrell Parkham. Grant Knoll showing some escapability, made a play.
Yeah, I think we might have a field down, lineman down the field, possible holding, a lot of things. Gonna come back. Grant Knoll did make a nice play. James Davis, 225-pound defensive end, applying pressure.
Holding defense.
Try to get Jared Ferguson out in the flat there. Burnell does a nice job of buying time for Knoll. Keep moving for the football. Come get it. Come get it. It's a great pass on a run to be able to throw the outstretched arms of Bryant, the defensive back for West Virginia. Parham does a nice job of catching the football, then turning upfield to get positive yardage.
First down and 10. Rich Rodriguez still looking for answers from the sidelines from West Virginia. Jones in the ball game at tailback, stopped up immediately at the 28-yard line. Virginia Tech leads the nation in points per game defense. Some argue that they really haven't played that top-notch level of competition. There's a look at their scheduling.
Well, they haven't, and you know, Connecticut, Western Michigan, I mean, all good programs, but not the type of athletes or depth that West Virginia brings. And the coaches made this note to us that, look, we're going to find out how good we are against this West Virginia team. So far, they've passed the test.
They have on second down and 10 to go. Jones on the draw. Jones tackled at the 31 by Kyle Caden, sacked, and we throw it back to Reese.
All right, Mark, you know, 149 yards passing. Miami gave up to Troy State in the first half. Brock Nutter trying to get more, but when you have everybody's All-American in the defensive backfield, you use him. Edward Reed taking it back, 24-7. Canes gaining control.
And the Hokies with the ball in the 31, third and 12. Calling it 13 along 12. They come on a blitz, the Mountaineers do. Incomplete. Lewis Daniels broke that one up.
And our coach at Almation, the defensive coordinator from West Virginia, told us yesterday, anytime we get him in a third and long, we want to blitz him and force the hot read. You'll see it right here. They get good pressure right up the middle. When you do that, you force the hot read, make the receiver make the catch. But if you do that, the defensive back has to make the tackle. That time, Lewis Daniels is in position to make the tackle, and good pressure applied by Sean Hackett.
Ernest Wilford, the intended receiver on the play. Burns to punt. And that is Beamer ball. Specialty teams doing the job once again. A 30-yard punt, but the Mountaineer offense has 99 yards and about 33 inches to go to reach the other end zone. That is a picture of perfection.
Request backup units. Where you headed?
Police business! Back off!
You got it!
If I split my pants!
Ow!
No, dude, you don't need change for collect calls. Just dial it on the center with 1-800-CALLATT. It's free for you and cheap for them.
Hey, buddy. This is my show.
Frisk me, cuff me, call me Shirley.
Save big bucks on every call. Just dial 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
I worked hard to be a better doctor. I worked hard to be a better businesswoman. I worked hard to build a better practice. How can I make sure my money works hard so I can spend more time just being a better person?
At Lincoln Financial Group, we offer clear, understandable financial planning to help you protect and enjoy the work of a lifetime. Lincoln Financial Group, clear solutions in a complex world.
You got next. Gotta get him up, gotta get him.
Discover a sensation as real as the streets. Mountain Dew Code Red.
You take care of your engine, right? Change your oil every 3,000 miles. I don't think so. You don't have the time. And you push your luck, blowing off everything you were taught. Better start using newly reformulated Quaker State. Protection beyond 3,000 miles under any driving conditions. So your engine won't stop you. Because this is no place to find out you've been a bad boy. Reformulated Quaker State. What more do you need to know?
Hokies leading 21-0. Here's a clip you'll find on BeamerBall.com soon.
Yeah, in college football, you're allowed to go in the end zone and come back and down the football. That time, Davis did a great job of knowing where he was on the field to come back and down the ball at the half-yard line.
Not a great place to start for quarterback Derek Jones. Taylor making the stop that time on Avon Coburn. Coburn didn't have a good first half running the ball. Just 11 rushes for a total of 17 yards.
Avon had deja vu all over again. He thought he was back there last year running the I formation for the Mountaineers.
Gives them a little more breathing room. Out to the 7-yard line. 2nd down and 4. Coburn again. Just beyond the 10-yard line. Chad Beasley was the one to trip him up.
Yeah, Jonesy, this gives them a manageable 3rd down. In the first half, they averaged 2.5 yards on first down. That's defense winning the first down. If you're West Virginia, you need to average about 4 or 5 to give yourself manageable downs for 2nd and 3rd down.
Mountaineers still have to come out and play hard. They're going to bring the chains in and measure. They're going to give them the first down. Upon further review, Frank Beamer's team pitching a shutout so far.
And you run 2 straight lead plays. It's not a bad time to set up some type of play action. Take a look at McAdam. He's a safety. He's lined up in there at linebacker.
Sean Terry working one-on-one on Larry Austin to the bottom of the field. That's where they go to Sean Terry. Incomplete. He was working one-on-one on Larry Austin. Well, tonight at 7:45 Eastern on ESPN, running back Damian Anderson and the Miracle, number 16 ranked Northwestern Wildcats take on the Buckeyes of Ohio State. Looking for their first win over the Buckeyes. Northwestern is in 30 years. At 7:45 Eastern time on ESPN. What's your read on the Buckeyes? You see them a lot?
No, they're improving. I think they have a way to go, but if they win this one, I think it could be a nice little season maker for them. Gives them some confidence into the Big Ten.
Second down and 10 for the Mountaineers. Jones 2 of 6 passing. Completes this one to Nastasi at the 14-yard line. Hit immediately by T.J. Jackson. Jackson has made a lot of plays defensively today.
Well, he's like their nickel back. He's a linebacker. He's an undersized linebacker. He's a nickel back. And what I like about it, even though Nastasi was toward the sideline, he still went and finished the play and made the tackle. Didn't let him step out of bounds for free. Made him pay a price to go out of bounds.
They talk about running to the ball. The Hokies really do on defense. McAdam coming on a blitz. Jones reads hot nicely and hits Antonio Brown out at the 18-yard line, but he's short of the first down.
Willie Powell did a great job from a safety position coming up and breaking down the football for the zone blitz. Antonio's got to make one man miss. That was a nice pickup by Jones to recognize his own blitz and go to his high receiver. Well done.
Redshirt freshman completing his 4th pass. Fazzolari, a low line drive kick. Davis going to get a chance to return it at the 42. And Baryshnikov doesn't have as good feet as this guy. He was dancing all through potential tacklers down to the 46. A 40-yard punt, 12 on the return.
It seems Germany's got a taste for America. Beck's Light.
It's NHL Hits with new scorching slap shots, bone-crushing hits, and glass-shattering action from the NHL's experts of impact. Rated everyone.
Hey, back on your feet after all that work you missed.
Yeah, good thing my supplemental insurance kicked in.
Supple what?
Aflac.
Well, even the best health insurance doesn't give you cash to cover things like lost pay or other expenses. This does.
What does?
Aflac.
Oh, sorry, buddy. What? Anyway, ask about it at work.
Aflac. Without it, no insurance is complete.
Ask about what?
Aflac.
I dare you to let anyone get close to you. Dare.
New Head & Shoulder shampoo. It goes directly to the scalp to help stop flakes before they start and conditions better for hair that looks and feels beautiful.
Do you dare?
New Head & Shoulder shampoo. Unbeatable daily dandruff protection. Unbelievably beautiful hair. Also try New Head & Shoulders dandruff conditioner.
College football Saturday. Dante Walker powers Mississippi State in a crucial game against Auburn. Mississippi State, Auburn, 7 o'clock tonight on ESPN2.
Virginia Tech leading 21-0 in the 3rd quarter. It was in the 3rd quarter of last year's game that things really broke wide open for the Hokies. Noel. Look downfield for number 18, Emmett Johnson, who was covered nicely.
Yeah, James Davis does a nice job of closing in on Noel from his defensive end position. One thing, Mark, Virginia Tech 16 times this year have started in positive territory, opposed to 3 times for their opponent. This is the 3rd time today they're starting in the enemy's territory. That's Beamer ball, too, because it's set up by special teams and defense.
Working with a short field a lot of time. Mountaineers coming up blitz. Burnell finally tackled at the 48-yard line by Kyle Caton and Sean Hackett.
Well, I guarantee you, Coach Al Mason, the defensive coordinator for the Mountaineers, went into that locker room and said, boys, here's how we're going to stop the speed option. Let me draw it up for you. First of all, the one thing you need to do to stop the speed option is defeat blocks. That time, Sean Hackett did a great job of defeating the block, and Kyle, from his middle linebacker position, comes up and finishes the play.
Sets up a 3rd and long. 13 to go.
Look for the blitz here, Mark, to force him to hot read. Here they come.
No, going up top for Davis. And Davis, the playmaker, complete at the 10-yard line.
I don't understand that call. It's 3rd and 12. Last time they blitzed, they forced the hot read. They get on the field. This time, instead of blitzing, they show blitz and drop 8. They let Andre Davis run down, throw a jump ball. He gets the ball. You'll see right here, they're only going to drop 3. They're showing blitz, hopefully to force a flat hot read, but they're dropping 8. And you got Andre Davis double covered, but he's stopped. You got to keep going with that guy. Now Andre Davis is using his body. His bottom is his friend, boxes him out like a basketball player, and makes the play.
1st and goal, Burnell. Touchdown, Hokies.
Number 20, Keith Burnell. Touchdown.
And the Mountaineers just took another punch right to the gut.
And they're just winning the battle up front. They're just beating them up inside. Knocking them off the ball. Winning the pad level battle. Knocking them down. Starting to draw straws to get in there.
27-0. Mountaineers with a big daunting task ahead. Burnell, number 20, with another touchdown, his 2nd of the day. And the beat goes on and on until the break of dawn for the Mountaineers and the Hokies. 28-0 when we come back.
The bow. Resistance becomes strength. Becomes power. The power to change and reshape your entire body. This is Bowflex, an entire gym-in-one easy-to-use machine. So powerful, it delivers over 60 health club quality exercises with up to 410 pounds of resistance in any room in your home. Strength training with Bowflex is so effective that we guarantee you'll get the results you want in 6 weeks or less. One simple workout. 20 minutes a day, 3 days a week. Bowflex is real. The results are real. And you can own one with no money down and payments as low as $33 per month. Call right now for a free video and brochure. Bowflex, the power is yours.
Saturn is working to keep our economy strong. In jobs, in commerce, and in spirit. As part of that effort, we're providing interest-free financing on every new coupe, sedan, and wagon we make. Come visit your Saturn retailer and keep America rolling.
Number 88, Andre Davis on the Hokie bench, setting up a touchdown play just moments ago. This was it, 39 yards. What an adjustment, too.
Comes back, uses his body like a basketball player. Boxes out Lou Daniels and makes the catch. They come in, the next play they run a power roll, which they haven't stopped all day. Knock him off the ball, missed tackles, touchdown.
There's Sean Terry at the 10. The other number 88, and he's brought down at the 26-yard line. Last year in the 3rd quarter, number 88, Andre Davis, took this game over. In many ways, in different ways. First, on this 30-yard reverse, scored the touchdown to break a game that was knotted at 14 apiece. That was the first play in the Troika. Then, Michael Vick aired it out. I mean, aired it out, Chris. Look at that. 60 yards later, touchdown, and then Andre Davis on a 76-yard punt return. All this happening within a span of 6 minutes to entirely change the complexion of the game, and the Hokies went on to win 48-20.
That's an incredible feat to be able to do that in 3 straight possessions. That's unbelievable.
Auburn stopped up by David Pugh, number 71. Nathaniel Adibi.
David Pugh just beat his man off the ball. I've seen that play a number of times today. He's just running to where the ball's going to be.
You know, the West Virginia players really felt coming into this game that they weren't intimidated at all. They had a legitimate chance of competing and winning this game. They expected to win. Hasn't worked out their way. Second down and 12. Jones looking for Terry. And picked off. Larry Austin.
Well, this is a ball where you got to recognize where your receiver's going to be on the field. He kind of throws this one up for grabs. He's trying to make a play happen. I'll give him credit for that. Sean Terry's got to go find the football. Does a good job, though. Once he saw that he couldn't make the reception, turns into the defender right away, making a tackle, securing any type of run back that might have happened.
And once again, the Hokies take over. Team with a couple of turnovers.
Ben Taylor provided pressure on that play from his linebacker position, reading the rollout, coming up as a second contained player because they got outflanked. But Ben Taylor was there to cover his buddy's back and force the throw.
There's Kevin Jones now in at tailback. Jones tried to bounce it outside, brought down to the 33 by Lewis Daniels, who's getting his first start today.
It's a better job by Lewis Daniels coming up and making a hit at the point as opposed to letting the ball carrier fall forward for an extra 3 or 4 yards. Lewis Daniels that time secured the tackle, got him down at the contact point. That's what you need to do. It's tough duty for a corner. They're not used to go in and hit those big guys. They want to go out there and play pitter-patter with the receivers.
Little hat on hat that time, though. Second down and 10. Under 6 minutes to play in the third. Blitz coming by the Mountaineers. Davis had man coverage on number 4 Daniels, and it's incomplete.
I tell you, Virginia Tech does a nice job of picking up the blitz. James Davis getting pressure, but gives him time to go ahead and deliver the football. And when you have a wide receiver like Andre Davis, as athletic as he is, you might have a chance to make a play. And I'll tell you, that was close.
It's closer than it looked initially.
Yes, it was. That's why he's an athlete, though, to be able to do a 360 and bring it in with one hand. Just ran out of real estate.
3rd and 10.
Got a blitz. There's the blitz.
And they come again off the corner. And they've got to know number 7, Angel Estrada on the blitz. And we blitz Reese in the studio.
Hey, Mark, Virginia's trying to get back in it against Maryland. Matt Sharp has thrown a touchdown pass to make it 14. Now the field goal blocked by E.J. Henderson, the leading tackler for the Terps, who was suspended from his starting position, coming up with a huge play there. Still a 10-point game.
Number 38, Vinnie Burns.
Right back here, Vinnie Burns to punt, standing us on 14. Low snap. Bounces back at the 29.
You got to catch that football. You save yourself 5 yards of field position. That's one where the ball was high enough where he could have been in position to catch the football.
Let's go downstairs to Holly.
Guys, Bud Foster, the defensive coordinator for Virginia Tech, is doing an amazing job on the sidelines today. His players could have a tendency to get out of focus, leading 28-0, but they're not. They're using every opportunity to teach. He's keeping his guys' heads in the game, as evidenced by that last interception, and they are just relentless. They played 11 quarters before last week's game of shutout football. Their goal, do it again today.
It's something they really take pride in, Holly. Picked off. Davis. And the defense scores. What else is new?
Well, they expect to score. We're getting worried. It's getting late in the game. They haven't put any points on the board yet. Man, what a play.
Jim Davis raised up and took it to the house.
I'm going to tell you why that is a well-coached play and an athletic play, but more well-coached because it was a 3-step drop. And a defensive lineman is topped on a 3-step drop to get your hands up in the air. You can make a play. That's what happened to Jim Davis. Opportunity meets preparation, man.
He took it. Not often those big defenders get a chance to run for a touchdown, let alone just touch the ball.
Threw a nice little move on there. He gave a leg and took it away, Mark.
Got to see that one.
An official time.
Jim Davis.
3-step drop. Hands up. Attaboy.
In between the 9 and the 5, and looking like Kevin Jones afterwards. We'll be right back.
Every so often, a song comes along that captures the first blush of romance. Introducing Rock and Pop Classics, 2 deluxe albums featuring your favorite romantic hits. Each CD comes in a beautiful and informative 32-page book.
Sometimes the snow comes down in June.
You get 2 Rock and Pop CDs and books for only $17.99.
I get lost.
Then you'll have the opportunity to audition other deluxe albums. No obligation to buy, satisfaction guaranteed. You'll enjoy the greatest love songs of rock and pop music.
I wanna know what love is. Baby, come to me. Let me put my arms around you. This was meant to be. It happens all the time. This crazy love of mine.
Now you can have the ultimate romantic collection through this special introductory offer. 28 rock and pop hits on 2 CDs plus 2 hardcover books for only $17.99. Here's how to order. Call this toll-free number for Rock and Pop Classics. You'll get 2 CDs and beautiful hardcover books for only $17.99 plus $3.99 shipping. Have your credit card ready and call now.
Number 95 for the Hokies, defensive end Jim Davis with a interception and a run into the end zone to give the Hokies a 35-0 lead.
And Burnell was saying, yeah, I see you learn. You've been watching me run.
Sean Terry at the 3. Out to the 30-yard line. Back to Reese.
All right, Mark, it looks as if the Hurricanes are gaining full force now up 24-7 on Troy State, who's been fighting game lead. Little sweetness. Jarrett Payton going in from the 2, 31-7. Now Iowa and Purdue, the Big Ten battle. Purdue clinging to that 13-7 lead, and Kyle McCann to Khalil Hill, and the thrill is in. It's 14-13 Hawkeyes.
We got the Hawkeyes next week, though.
Yeah, up in East Lansing against Michigan State. Should have been a very intriguing game.
This is interesting. They abandoned the spread offense, coming to 2 tight offense. Let Avon Coburn get a look from the I-back formation.
There he is. Coburn stopped up right at the line of scrimmage by Ben Taylor. The last 2 passes that Jones has thrown have both been interceptions.
2 things here that Davis does well. First of all, he gets his hands down to protect the chop block. Then he gets his hands up because he recognizes the 3-step drop. Then he shows the skills of running backs that Burnell taught him how to run. Give a leg, take it away. Go ahead, bud. Tell him. Find the end zone, boys. He might have a chance for that lunch bucket this week.
Yeah, they have that lunch bucket award. The Hokie defense, the best player gets it. And has to bring that lunch bucket to practice every day and take care of it. And the lunch bucket, emblematic and symbolic of the lunch pail attitude that the defense has each and every day, each and every play on the field for Frank Beamer and Bud Foster.
They all know their role, and they play their role to a T. They're the most unselfish defensive team that I've seen in college football in a long time, Mark. They really are.
And look at Frank Beamer still coaching vehemently on the sidelines. 3rd and 10. Jones, his intended receiver, Antonio Brown, slipped and fell at the 47. Incomplete.
A couple times guys slipped on that field because Antonio was open coming across the middle on a deep dig.
Yep. Tried to put the brakes on, but lost his footing. Fazzolari into punt. He'll stand on his own 16-yard line. The dangerous Antonio Davis. That Andre Davis back at 25. Line drive punt. Returnable. They got the wall set up. Davis brought down at the 43-yard line. 49-yard punt. Sean Hackett making the tackle. And look at the special teams and what they've done under Frank Beamer. 50 touchdowns in the last 91 games.
It's unbelievable to score touchdowns in more than half your games on defense and special teams. Then you have talking about 74 blocked kicks since 1990. I'll tell you, if I'm a college coach, I want to get on that Beamer Ball website and find out the secrets.
Yeah, I don't think he's putting them out there, though.
Yeah, smarter than that.
Yeah, they do have a bunch of different sequences and different types of blocks and schemes, though.
It's interesting that Frank Beamer spends 4 or 5 hours a week just on special teams alone by himself breaking down film. And he has 4 specific pump blocks that he uses for every game. Then he will usually create one for the opponent and attack the weakest link as far as punt protection goes for the team he is playing.
Something that really, to the naked eye, you don't notice, but certainly something that Coach Frank Beamer works on a lot of times and puts in a lot of hours during the week. 2nd down and 7.
And he signs his name to it.
It's caught. It's ruled a completion at the 46-yard line to Wilfred Ernest. And we talked about Beamer Ball, and coaches had well over 1 million hits on his website, BeamerBall.com. And you can log on and become a member, get the latest information, news, analysis. Not blocking schemes, though, on special teams.
I don't think so. You got to pay extra for that, right?
You know, it's interesting that Coach Relation was the defense coordinator for West Virginia, was down at Virginia Tech, and is credited with putting his defense in. He's trying to get it in here in West Virginia.
Under 3 minutes to play in the period.
Burnell with a nice spin move, back down at the 42. A late fumble, but they're going to rule that he's down. Hackett making the tackle.
Injured player.
David Upchurch, probably their most consistent defensive lineman, is grabbing his left knee. Boy, you hate to see that.
Upchurch, a true student athlete in the definition of the word and term. A solid 60 snap guy and an engineering student with a 3.0 GPA.
He's their steady presence on that defensive line. And boy, you hate to see a kid like that go down.
Trying to figure out how exactly this transpired. Take a look.
They're down here getting penetration, fighting off the double team. Oh, he got leg whip right in the knee. Lou Daniels. Louis Daniels had a chance to make the tackle, left his feet, and inadvertently leg whipped his buddy.
Upchurch up and out under his own power. Nice to see.
Well, I feel that's just a bruise as opposed to any tendon or ligament damage in that knee. Louis Daniels had the guys are in position to make plays on this defense. They're a well-coached defensive football team. But again, the one thing that's been disappointing from day one has been their tackling. And today, their tackling has been poor.
You talked about Upchurch. We saw him leave the field. He, for one, says, hey, who wouldn't mind playing in the type of system where you're allowed to make the type of plays that they can? 1st and 10, wide open and underthrown. Kyle Caden stretched all of his 6'2" frame out to tip that one away, Chris.
Yeah, Kyle Caden did a good job of recognizing pass, even though Jared Ferguson comes right down his throat. It's a good play because usually Jared Ferguson releases in the flat. This time they're trying to get him down to the middle of the field. Kyle Caden does a good job from his linebacker position to get depth and knock that away. If Grant Knoll puts air under that ball down the field, that's 6 points.
2nd down and 10 as a result. Knoll audibly in the line. Down to the 39-yard line is Burnell, Caden, and King making the stop. Time now for our Aflac trivia question.
Question is, which former West Virginia kicker led the NFL in scoring in 1999?
I don't answer any questions involving kickers.
Sorry, but Mr. Macho Man. Sorry, Macho. I'll let everyone else handle this answer then. We'll get back to the answer in just a moment. There's Noel on the rollout. Ferguson back the other way, and he's got a blocker. Flag down. Ferguson pushed out of bounds near the 20-yard line.
They were to catch Luke Owens on a holding call.
That was a well-executed play, though.
It is it. You know, they come on. They're not as basic as you think. They set a lot of things off their play action. Look at him long enough. He's just got to let it go. Starting to see some blue jersey stretch. Anytime you see that jersey stretch, they're going to get you.
Second time today we've seen nice gains by Beamer's team and nullified by holding penalties.
Yeah.
One touchdown by Kevin Jones was called back, too, earlier. Let's go downstairs to Holly.
Guys, great news for West Virginia's defense. David Upchurch is back on the field. That left knee was examined. They cannot determine any ligament damage at this point. They say it's just a bruise, and he is going to play.
Good news, as I mentioned, a 3.0 engineering student.
I diagnosed that from up here, didn't I?
You did.
No. Yeah, you didn't see any twisting or anything like that. So that is good news, man. That kid is he's a tough guy. He's a battler in there.
Smart guy, too. You know what they say about some football players. Coach will say, yeah, he makes straight A's, but his B's are a little crooked.
1:45 to play in the third. No. Pursued from the backside and brought down by James Davis. Let's go back to Reese for a Maryland update.
Well, that ACC battle between the Terps and the Cavs just won't go away. They had the field goal blocked and the little quarterback draw match. Shaw was getting the offensive spark. 3-point game. Terps trying to hang on. And look at this one in the ACC. Chris Douglas, who leads the nation in all-purpose yards, keeping Duke in it.
Georgia Tech surprisingly struggling a little bit.
4th down and 6. Burns in the punt from midfield. Tried to hang it up, but they couldn't down it, unlike last time when they downed it at the 1. A 38-yard punt, and the Mountaineers will start off on their own 20-yard line tonight at 7 Eastern on ESPN2. Mississippi State struggling, getting beaten up last week by Florida, taking on a tough Auburn defense at 7:45 Eastern on ESPN. Running back Damian Anderson and the miracle number 16 ranked Northwestern Wildcats versus Big Ten rival Ohio State. The Shoe looking for their first win over the Buckeyes in 30 years. Wow. On ESPN. First down and 10 for the Mountaineers from the 20. Derek Jones with a nice move and a first down out to the 33. Brought down by Willie Pine.
Derek Jones threw a move on arguably the best defender for the Virginia Tech defense, Ben Taylor. Gotta go make it. Gotta go take a hit.
Antonio Brown, meanwhile, limping off to the sidelines.
Right here, we kind of just
down on his knees.
Right now. Let's go off the ball, get some bigger push going. Bigger push, okay? So if I get to take on the run, we just got to get a little more movement here. Let's go on the power play. Hold it up on it.
All line coaches are never satisfied. Never.
That was the longest run of the day by the Mountaineer offense. The 22, Coburn pushed out of bounds by McAdam and Pyle. Coburn ran a long distance. Coburn a really engaging young man as well. A good time with him at lunch yesterday.
Yeah, he's a good kid. I'll tell you, he's a good football player. I don't know if this is the correct system for him. He mentioned to us a little bit that, he kind of misses running out of the I-back formation, but he's buying into Coach Rodriguez's system because he knows it will be best for the team in the long run.
The team player, Jones, meanwhile, brought down right near the first down marker at the 44 by T.J. Jackson. There's that name again. 36 seconds to play in the period.
You know, T.J. Jackson has stepped up his game. We did a game earlier, Virginia Tech, and T.J. Jackson certainly is a presence on the football field.
And he's listed at 6'1", 210. That defense for the Hokies really, it's a nickel defense. They don't have to substitute personnel, right?
Because T.J. Jackson and Ben Taylor both have the ability to go down and cover out on receivers. They're that good, that athletically inclined, where they go out and disrupt timing routes or vertical routes when an offense is in a nickel formation.
Does that nullify some of the effectiveness of a spread offense?
Well, I think you should be able to take advantage of it. I mean, if you have good receivers, you'd love to see your wide receivers out there matched up on linebackers. That's part of why the reason the spread offense is put in a lot of places. And that's what makes the running game the spread offense go when you have DBs trying to play linebacker.
They run it to Clover, and he fumbles. They put it on the ground. And it's Hokie ball with the 41 of the Mountaineers.
I'm not so sure he got the handoff clean. Rich isn't happy. Got the Bill Cowher jaw going.
Ben Taylor making the fumble recovery.
Coburn never really got a handle on the handoff.
That'll drive the coach crazy, those turnovers, especially when you got some momentum running the football going.
They picked up consecutive first downs, but now the Hokies have the ball on the West Virginia 41.
Avon Coburn's got to open them arms up and give a bigger target for Jones to put the ball in. Avon wanted to tuck it away a little quick and make a move.
This is Kevin Jones on the draw down to the 39-yard line. John Hackett making the stop on the play. Virginia Tech coming into this game a picture-perfect 4-0 on the season, ranked number 6 in the country. And right now, pitching a very convincing shutout against their border rivals from Morgantown. Beamer ball in full effect when we come back for the fourth after this.
The NHL is back. ESPN Wednesday Night Hockey. Wednesdays only on ESPN.
What's going on?
Is the best time for the best deals during the biggest wireless sale of the year at your neighborhood Radio Shack.
What's going on?
Is great phone offers on name brand models. Like the exciting Sprint PCS TP2100 phone at our lowest price ever. $49.99 with built-in speakerphone for hands-free talking. Hurry in for great calling plans at the biggest wireless sale of the year at Radio Shack. The perfect place to get connected to
What's going on? What's going on? For his first attempt, a 360 tomahawk. Introducing new Tostitos scoops. Amazing. And now the alley-oop reverse. With the bite-sized bowl-shaped design. Oh, my. Then what everyone's been waiting for, the two-handed thunder. For the perfect dip every time. Oh, the judges have to be impressed. New Tostitos scoops. The dip lover's chip. Also great with new Queso Supreme dip.
There are little men with great big hearts in racing. They're the jockeys on the backs of thoroughbreds. Brick-dick riding like no other on a field called mud. More exciting than the books you might have read. So Heidi, Heidi, hey, Heidi, Heidi, ho. When you see him, give him a shout.
Go, baby, go.
Watch the Road to the World Thoroughbred Championship Sunday on ESPN2.
That weekend is good. See you then.
Going away for a weekend? Then live like a high roller. Go from your hotel to the movies, the shopping malls, and the sports bars.
I thought you liked to eat caviar and watch polo.
Not in this economy.
With Courtyard come out and play rates, you can make the most of your weekend plans.
We'll send you a postcard.
Yeah, whatever.
Call 1-800-MARRIOTT. Courtyard, your Marriott awaits.
The Home Depot is driving down the cost of home improvement. Now is the time to buy carpet at the Home Depot. Choose from over 3,000 styles, colors, and textures. And right now, get the carpet pad free with installation. Plus, you'll have no payments and no interest if paid by spring 2002 when you use your Home Depot consumer credit card. America's best brands, all at the guaranteed low price. You're going to be floored by the savings at the Great Carpet event, going on now at the Home Depot.
Back for the beginning of the fourth period. I'm Mark Jones along with Chris Spielman and Holly Rowe down on the sidelines. Virginia Tech leading 35-0. Second down, Randall. Complete for the first. Down to the 22. Number 9, Terrell Parkham on the grab. And let's take a look now at our ESPN2 game track. Avon Coburn had rushed for 3 consecutive 100-yard games, but not today, just 29. And Andre Davis with a couple of big plays in the punting and kicking game, as well as receiving on offense, and the defense dictating the tempo. Davis on this play for a touchdown. And that's where we are right now, 35-0. With 3 interceptions. Kevin Jones. A touchdown run called back earlier, this time making it down to the 19. Let's go downstairs to Holly.
Guys, free safety Willie Pyle of Virginia Tech said it all going into the fourth quarter. He raised up his forefinger, signifying the fourth quarter importance, and told his teammates, "We don't let up. We are out to make a statement, baby, that we're the best team in the nation on defense." They're showing it today.
Yeah, they sure are, Holly. And it's one thing to beat, Connecticut and Central Florida by those margins, but this is convincing itself against an alleged supposed rival. Noel keeps it on the option inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line. Caden making a stop on the play.
And I think some people, because they make the comparison to Michael Vick, that Grant Noel's not that good of an athlete. Well, I'll tell you what, he runs the option well. They ran a quarterback draw with him, and he's able to buy time with his feet, allowing his receivers to get open and make a bigger play, as opposed to what Michael Vick would do. As soon as he saw an opening in the pocket, he'd take off and run it, where Grant Noel will deliver the football down the field. He's very efficient with his offense, and he does a good job of running it and knowing it.
And here he is on 1st and goal, hands it off to Jones. Jones brought down to the 7-yard line by Lewis Daniels. Meanwhile, watching intently from the sidelines, the last 3 games, averaging over 100 yards, but today just 29. The defense for the Hokies making a stand.
Well, Virginia Tech's defense comes in #1 against the rush, and that's something that they take pride in. And they have a good back that they go against, Avon Coburn. They want to make more of a statement, just like Willie Pyle said on the sidelines, as all they reported.
2nd and 6. Into the fullback. Great stopped up by Sherrod.
Sherrod does a nice job of making contact, then forcing it.
I think that really seems to work back. I think that works for the Hokies, self-policing and accountability within their peer groups. And we've been around this team now twice this season, and it really shows.
That's the thing Bud Foster said. I asked him that specific question. Why do you guys run the football on such a consistent basis? He said, it's nothing I can do. These guys hold each other accountable. And nobody cares who makes the play as long as somebody makes it.
Jones still on his feet and stopped up short of the end zone at the 1. Rick Sherrod, the free safety, made the initial hit on the play.
Well, Rick Sherrod tells you why he's the leading tackler in the Big East, coming in this game with 62. He's making 2 solid tackles down here. And I'll give it to the West Virginia defense right now. They're not quitting. They're down there battling it and trying to keep these guys out of the end zone. They have pride as players. They want to stop them.
Be a good fourth down stand for him if they get off the field.
4th and goal from the 1. Hokies are going to go for it. Jones. He didn't make it. Sean Hackett made the stop. There he is, number 10 Hackett. You know, that might not mean nothing in this game today, Mark, but then during the season as it progresses, that'll mean a lot. Their opponents have been 0 for 8 on 4th down conversions. Now they're 0 for 9. That shows me a lot about this West Virginia defense and what they stand for. You see Hackett avoiding, keeping his legs free, then having the athletic ability to keep his feet as he jumps, then fighting everything with his own power to keep Jones out of the end zone. That's a great job by West Virginia's defense. That's the mentality that they can build on right there. Yeah, we met with Hackett yesterday, one of those Virginia players that we had lunch with, and from Trenton, New Jersey. He was geeked up coming into this game. Said he had a little something special for the Hokies. And he did on that play. Jones out of the end zone. Incomplete. D'Angelo Hall, the defender on the play. Put a lot of air under that ball, Chris. And I think the more Jones plays, the more experience you'll have. You'll see that Terry does create separation between him and D'Angelo Hall. Right here, you watch, he's going to give him a little leg, take it away. D'Angelo gets caught up. Does a good job of recovering, but if that ball's thrown more on the line, he could see that with the separation between the receiver and the defensive back. He could throw it more on the line. It would have been 6 points because there was nobody between Terry and the end zone. Jones has been incomplete on his last 4 passes. 2nd and 10. Here he comes out of the end zone again. Braxton caught it. And a flag on the play. They feel they can attack. Working up the ball, yeah. Chris, it seems as if Jones is putting a lot of air under the ball intentionally almost and putting it up for a jump ball situation. I just think he doesn't have confidence.
Interference against the defense. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, first down.
Remember, Mark, he's a redshirt freshman. I don't think he has confidence in his arm strength yet.
Okay.
See right here, D'Angelo. That's a nice job of adjusting. Watching Andre Davis, D'Angelo Hall does a good job of maybe preventing a touchdown because he's grabbing his going down. He slips. Go ahead and take that interference call. He's still trying to strip the football.
Braxton's uncle Jim played the Buffalo Bills back in their glory days in the 70s.
Lead blocker for OJ during that time.
Jones under pressure and sacked at the 27 by number 28, Lamar Cobb. A defensive end at 6'2", 240. Did you see him run?
Yeah, and a change of direction, Mark, and to get it going fast. I mean, to get a quick start and get into his full speed fast. When Lamar Cobb does that, he has a burst. You'll see it right here in the replay. Lamar Cobb playing his position. See, I got the bootleg. I got him. Now I'll close. Now this is where Jones can throw away the football. Chooses to think he can outrun a defensive end. Lamar said, no, not me. Maybe somebody else.
Jones on 2nd and long. Roughed up under duress again.
That play right there epitomizes Virginia Tech defense. Who made the sack? I don't know. You could take 8 guys and pick one of them, split it up. That's what I'm talking about, running the football, man. It's awesome to watch. If you're a fan of defense, this is an awesome defense to watch. You see right here, everybody's playing their position. Here comes Brian Welch. Cobb, everybody, I want him. No, I want him. Look at that.
I counted 4 bodies there.
At least 4. And 7 more coming.
3rd down and 25. Things looking a little bleak for the Mountaineers. That was the Hokies' 4th sack of the day. Jones. For Braxton. Incomplete. Broken up by Whitaker.
Roniel Whitaker knew it was coming. He knew they were going to go deep, and Braxton gives him that best deep threat as far as West Virginia is concerned because he's their tallest receiver. Why not work on a 5'9" corner? But Roniel Whitaker times his jump perfectly, gets his helmet right in between the catch point. He does a good job of finishing the play. 4th down and long. Davis at the 34. Ladder down. Davis down at the 48. A 14-yard return. Their punt return team was late getting out of the field. It's a fundamental. That's a coaching error. Get on the field, punt team.
And the Mountaineers don't waste much time.
No. That was one of their counters to the effective punt blocking team of Virginia Tech.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Return team. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. It will be 1st down.
Well, mothers and fathers out there, don't please let your boys grow up to be coaches. Cedric Henry from 45.
You ready for a cold one?
Yeah.
It's cold.
It's not a Coors Light.
Coors Light. Tasty.
Get your paws off that.
Stick with the original.
1-800-COLLECT. America's #1 way to call collect.
I am very proud of my lawn.
We enjoy it as much as he does.
Our neighbors usually ask me what I use, and I tell them I use Scott's Winterizer.
He really cares.
Apply it in the fall. The food actually enters the root system. It stores it over the winter. And then in the spring, it perks that grass right up. It explodes, basically. Obviously, it's a critical step.
He's tried other products, too.
It just didn't work out. Scott's Winterizer gives me the last green lawn in the fall and the first green lawn in the spring.
Now through Monday at Zales, we're having a diamond sale where you can save up to 50% and more throughout the store. Like this 6-carat diamond bracelet, just $9.99, our lowest price ever. At Zales, the diamond store.
Hey, how's it going, Dave? How about it? You're natural. Hey, you got milkman in there, guys?
When you get that craving for Wendy's bacon mushroom melt.
That was close.
With 3 strips of bacon and mushrooms and a cheddar sauce, you just have to get one.
Hey, come on in. We gotta go get lunch. He's starting to get the hang of it. He says he's getting the hang of it.
Wendy's bacon mushroom melt. When you gotta have one, you gotta have one. Remember, Wendy's pickup window is open late, so you can eat great, even late.
You ready for a cold one?
Yeah.
It's cold, but it's not Coors Light. Coors Light. Tasty. You ready for another one?
No, I'm good.
Look at Mountaineer Field here on the campus of West Virginia University. Beautiful Morgantown. West Ball. Yeah, a lot of Florida flavor here on the field today. Both sides of the field. And in the booth. Down in my neighborhood in South Florida. 1st down and 10 for Grant Knoll, making a very successful homecoming. The only player on the Hokie roster from the state of West Virginia. He completes the pass. Parking. The 1st down. Back to Reese in the studio. Back and forth they go. West Lafayette, Iowa, and Purdue. It's 14-13 in the game. You see it's going to be 20-14. Thanks to Brandon Hance, who gets into the end zone. The Boilermakers back on top. And look at this. Upside down in Madtown. 32 points off turnovers for the Hoosiers. They are drilling the Badgers. Hey, somebody check the graphics, police. Was that right? Wow. Lee was right. Rick Sherrod making a stop. I'm a little shook up. Just like Kevin Jones right after seeing that score. Rick Sherrod and Hackett have 30 tackles between them. Too many? That's too many. Only one guy should have a lot of tackles. That's too many. That means they're on the field too much. They're running the ball too much. Why I say that? Well, they're safeties, Chris. Well, they're safeties that play 8 yards off the ball. They're the free players. They're the guys that's supposed to make the tackles. Rod and Hackett have a friendly competition between the two of them as to who lands the bigger hit each game. Backside pressure, and Noel is brought down by James Davis. Right now, time for our athletic trivia answer, and I'm going to give you the answer because my partner won't answer it under protest because it involves a kicker. Which former West Virginia kicker, who's also part of the team too, Chris, led the NFL in scoring in '99? The answer, please. Mike Vanderjagt. It's a good one. Yeah, calm. It's a good one. He is a big-time kicker. The Colts. Big weapon for the Colts. Like they need another weapon on their team. Yeah, the players shaking up on the field. 9:10 to play. I'm Mark Jones along with Chris Spielman and Holly Rowe down in the sidelines. The injured player is Tim Love. Tech, if they hang on, which it appears they will at this point, will improve to 5-0, and they will look at this in the upcoming future. Next week, they will take on Boston College at home, followed by a bye week, and then Syracuse at home. Next weekend, you can see them on ESPN2. Then at 3 consecutive road games after that. They take pride in playing on the road, but I think they enjoy that challenge of going on the road. Virginia will be a nice little ride for them. And of course, the big one with Miami. And I believe this team can play with Miami. And people say, well, Miami's so athletically above everybody else. I don't think so. This team has athletes on the defensive side of the field that can counter Miami's skilled positions. That will be one heck of a matchup. Hurricanes struggling a little bit today early against Troy State. 9 minutes to play in the fourth period. Hokies pitching a shutout, 35 low. Right down, 38 is Jones. Let's go to Reese.
Maryland and Virginia continue to fight it out. The Terps continue to answer every charge from the Cavaliers. Sean Hill, patient, plenty of time with that big offensive line, as Mark May pointed out. Fights Jafar Williams, 31-21. Georgia and Tennessee. Georgia's had a lot of opportunities in ball territory, hasn't been able to cash in. They're still tied.
And you look at Friedgen, who was former offensive coordinator, Rich Rodriguez, former offensive coordinator. Is that the way you go now, Chris, when you want to rebuild a program? You look for a coach with offensive experience?
Why not? You know, I like guys with defense because there's a misconception out there that defensive guys can't coach offense. Well, they know more about offense and how to attack offense and know where the weakness offense is, so they can hire somebody that knows their work. Get an offensive guy of their own to run it.
You know what? I expected you to answer like that. I love it. We'll be right back.
It's time you expected more from an insurance company. So call Progressive Auto Insurance, and we can give you our low price and the rates for up to 3 leading competitors.
We want you to save money, even if it's not with us.
It's time you expected an easier way to buy car insurance. Because at Progressive.com, you can get a quote and buy a policy instantly. In fact, our website is so fast and easy to use, it's been rated #1 4 times in a row. It's time you expected faster claim service. At Progressive, our immediate response vehicles can come right to you. They're like a claims office on wheels.
We make getting back on the road fast and easy.
Call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today or visit Progressive.com, where you can expect fast, friendly service 24 hours a day. Compare auto insurance rates. You might save some money.
Okay, maybe we're not changing the world, but we are changing the way people buy car insurance.
Real savings, faster service. Call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE or visit Progressive.com. Progressive, not what you'd expect from an insurance company.
College football Saturday. Damian Anderson leads the undefeated Wildcats in a battle with Ohio State. Northwestern, Ohio State, 7:45 tonight on ESPN.
You ready for a cold one?
Yeah.
Is that cold enough for you?
It's cold. It's not Coors Light.
Brewed at the edge of freezing to lock in that Rocky Mountain cold taste. Coors Light. Ah, tasty.
Who ate all the cheese curls? That's ridiculous.
35-0, and it'll be interesting to see where the polls place the Hokies Sunday night. Derek Jones on the draw, brought down just shy of the 20-yard line. Should they hold on and win via shutout, it would be their third shutout this season for the Hokie defense.
That's something they take pride in, as Willie Piles said. They want to show everybody that they're the best in the country. One guy that helps is David Pugh, who made that last play. He's a solid defensive lineman.
Bounds intended for Braxton. You know, Frank Beamer's still coaching. He demands perfection from his staff and his players. He has a lot of continuity on his coaching staff, which helps the cause. And then, you know, still coaching. If his players do something perfect, if they would even walk on water, he would say, you know what, you guys can't swim.
Yeah, you know what, Bill Martin? That staff is one of the best paid in the country. Their coaching staff tally is over $1 million in what those guys were paid. So that's how you develop continuity and keep coaches there. You pay them more than anybody else.
They stick around. Look at the impressive array of shutouts.
You know, we've been talking about defense all day, but 52 points, 31, 50, 46, and at least 35 today. Not enough credit goes to the offense. Coach Bussett.
10th punt of the day for the Mountaineers. Roniel Whitaker lets it bounce. Andre Davis not back for that punt. This one down to the 32.
Number 11, Brian Dean, down to West Virginia.
Question begs, like I said, where will the Hokies be when the polls come out on Sunday night? The Hokies might have a chance to leapfrog either Texas or Nebraska.
I'd put them at 3. I think they're better than both Oklahoma, Nebraska, or all of those guys. I think Florida's the top team.
You think they're better than the Canes?
I like Rex Grossman.
We had a chance to see them earlier.
They're a good football team.
Andre Davis, meanwhile, not back for that punt, finishing up his little workout on the sideline on the life cycle bike. Brian Randall in a quarterback now for the Hokies. Wayne Ward refusing to go down, gains 5 on first down.
Again, that's a fresh body going against a worn-down defense, able to break tackles. Wayne Ward wants an opportunity to show what he can do.
Ward getting his opportunity, Randall getting his, and
Grant Knoll going to the sidelines. It was a very triumphant return for number 11, Grant Knoll. As we mentioned, he's the only player from the state of West Virginia on the Hokie roster, and no doubt has a lot of friends and family members here watching today. This was a game that number 11 had circled on his calendar for a long time. Week 5.
He's wearing that Virginia Tech hat happily. You know, Mark, Virginia Tech is guaranteed to move up in the polls because of the, what is it, the Red River
rivalry.
Down there, Cotton Bowl.
Yeah.
Texas and Oklahoma are going at it. Somebody's got to fall.
Let's go downstairs to Holly.
Guys, talking about that triumphant return for Grant Knoll, I had a chance to talk to his parents, David and Lori, before the game, and they were terrified. They knew this was a very hostile crowd, but they said he'd been relaxed all week. The real story, they've got another young son that's a senior in high school, Lauren, who's here with them, that West Virginia has been recruiting heavily.
Very interesting. Knoll himself chose Virginia Tech over West Virginia because Tech was running the type of offense that he liked with Jim Druckenmiller at the time. And Randall
Randall is brought down by James Davis, and Davis actually lost his shoe back at the 30-yard line. Blew a tire. Chris?
James Davis has been one guy that's impressed me today because of his effort in chasing down people from the backside. He never quit, even though he lost his shoe. He didn't even lose stride. In fact, he might have been faster with one shoe.
Third down and 5. Approaching 6 minutes to play. Randall threw a dart, complete for the first down. Randall threw a nice pass. Number 82, Ronald Moody, making the reception on the play.
Making that a little bit tighter coverage than that and third short. I tell you, this is great experience for Randall because, as you know, Mark, the backup is one play away from getting in there in the ball game and becoming a starter. Randall now is getting some valuable experience just in case, knock on wood, something does happen to Grant Knoll.
Of course, nobody knows that better than the Hokies because look what happened to Lee Suggs the first game of the season.
Lee Suggs and Michael Vick last year. Michael went down for a few games.
First down and 10. Incomplete. Broken up by Ryan King. Lee Suggs' rehabilitation is going very smoothly, and he is slightly ahead of schedule. And remember, he led the NCAA in rushing touchdowns and scoring last year.
If you're a fan of spring football and competition, it'd be nice to be down there watching that running back battle next year in Blacksburg next year. Oh boy, they got 3 good ones.
Get a sneaky feeling there's more in the cupboard, too. Second down and 10. Randall down to the 46 by Rick Sherrod. Well, coming up in about 30 minutes time, folks. ABC Sports brings you great college football regional action. Games we were talking about just a few moments ago. The Battle of the Red River, Oklahoma and Texas, number 3, number 5, respectively. And then number 15, Michigan against Penn State.
Michigan's tough. They should be undefeated. They kind of gave one away against Washington.
Check your local listings for the games available in your area.
Go back to Brian Randall. I like the fact that Coach Buss is letting him throw the football, too. They're not just handing it off even talking. They're letting him get his looks and throw the ball downfield.
There's Ward out of the backfield. Brought down right at the first down marker, or near it at the 45-yard line.
Or Tim Selman. And a knockout. KO.
What'd you see?
I saw a great block by Tim Selman on the screen pass, getting down there, getting on a little DB, and doing what he's supposed to do to a little DB, knocking him down. Great job. Then they go to look for somebody else. Reminded me of the all-pro guard from the Dallas Cowboys, Larry Allen, who's a straight boy dog.
See what you're talking about on this play.
Take a look at that here. I'll take it. Whoa. That's it. Now look at somebody else. That's it. Finish the play. I'll tell you what, when you have a big offensive lineman get his hands on a DB out in space, that's an athlete. Good job, 65. Keep it up.
First down and 10. Run the option into the boundary of Ward. Nice move down to the 40. Back to our option man, Reese on the pitch.
And this time it will get it to Bruce Perry. Will the Maryland Terrapins leading Virginia 31-21, trying to snap that 9-game losing streak. And the nation's leading rusher, unofficially 143 yards so far on the day. Terps up 38-21.
My former college coordinator, Gary Blackney.
Back home.
What's something special happening there?
Good luck, man. Oh, man, these flags, you know, to be on pulpit, baby.
Always a little time for shout-outs when you're leading 35-0. It's good to see them shout out their teammates. Yep. These subs among them. Ward on the run, stopped up short of the 40. 6 yards short of the first down. It'll be third down and about 6 to go, under 4 minutes to play. Mark Jones along with Chris Spielman and Holly Rowe down on the sidelines on a cool, windy day here in Morgantown, West Virginia. And we want to this time thank the people, including Shelley Poe, the sports information officer of the football team at West Virginia, for being so hospitable and cordial during our stay here. It's been a great stay for us. Third down and 6. Randall incomplete and a flag down at the 9. I think you're going to get offensive push out there. Brian King on the coverage does a nice job of running stride for stride, then breaking down when the receiver breaks down, forcing the receiver, Ernest Wilford, to push off. It's against the offense. Good call. It's a good job, good position by Brian King playing corner right there. First, you talk about the system, and it seems as if Brian Randall has a pretty good grasp of the system here in place of Grant Knoll. He does. He knows where to go with the football. He has the ability to run. He had a quarterback draw with him. He can run a speed option with him. He's throwing a good touchdown field, throwing that football. Grant Knoll has indeed taken off his helmet. Courageous young lad. Just kidding. He said he wouldn't earlier. He had to get those headphones on. Fourth down and 6. And the Hokies will punt. Virginia Tech will improve to 5-0 on the season.
Charge to West Virginia.
And West Virginia calls a timeout. And you have 2 remaining. Rich Rodriguez still coaching and coaching hard. We'll be right there.
Service to fans, AAA West Virginia. A lot of people been fronting on me about Coors Light, saying I'm only doing it for the money. They'll think you gotta be fighting right there. But I really like the taste. Hey, be careful with that fragile. It's cool and it's refreshing. And hey, I've always kept it real. I've been drinking Coors Light from the jump. So for me, it's really not about the money. Thank you. But it does have its perks. Don't hate. Oh, you stop.
Coors Light. The first oil filter ever made back in 1923 wasn't called an oil filter. It was called a Purolator. Today, every car on the road relies on technology pioneered by Purolator. And the same company that invented the oil filter just keeps reinventing it. So that for anyone who cares enough to change their own oil, Purolator continues to mean pure oil then, pure oil now, pure oil later.
Last week on Sunday NFL Countdown.
Well, things are not always as they appear on TV. We're proof of that.
They got a 1-week shot at me, so
This week, QB to QB.
take it easy over there.
Steve Young gets down to business with Doug Flutie of the 3-0 Chargers.
Holy turnaround, Batman.
And TJ goes one-on-one with Super Bowl MVP Ray Lewis, plus the Redskins in distress.
It can happen to you.
And previews from all around the league. Sunday NFL Countdown, 11 a.m. Sunday on ESPN.
I know, double go. You got to throw it.
ESPN2's presentation of college football is brought to you by Original Coors. Nothing beats an original.
And we are back in Morgantown, West Virginia. The Hokies set to punt. Eddie Burns standing on his own 45. They came after it and almost got there. A line driver that's returnable. 19, Lance Frazier brought down on the play after that 30-yard punt. Rich Rodriguez got to feel good about the fact he's come back to his alma mater where he was a player, a DB from 82 to 84. Made some plays in his time back here in Morgantown. Here's one of them.
Go get it, Rich.
Playing with the collar on, huh?
Yeah. DB with a neck roll. I like that. Must have been a hitter.
And this is where he was to meet his future wife, Rita Rodriguez. You know, in fairness to Coach Rod, they are down on numbers because 10 players left when they took the program over, and he came in with his new staff.
Yeah, 10 guys thought that you know, things were a little tough, or they didn't like the system, so they bolted on Coach Rodriguez, and he ended up giving 10 walk-ons as a reward. And out of loyalty, some scholarships. They are down in numbers. They have 65 true scholarship players on their team right now, compared to the normal 85 allotted to most universities.
Yeah, he does have a big picture view of the program here in Morgantown and beyond. And I think it's safe to say he's got things at least going in the right direction right now and building. 2nd down and 8. Nothing happens overnight, Bill. Pass complete to Phil Braxton. He's working on D'Angelo Hall.
And that was Jones' best pass of the day. He was confident. He stood tall in the pocket, delivered the football on the line to Braxton. Braxton's the guy they want to come on. They feel that he's West Virginia's best deep threat. And nobody covering him now. Snap the ball.
Well, the spread offense is here to stay. Braxton makes the catch at the 35. And here's what Coach Rodriguez had to say about his big picture view in the future.
Well, I tell everybody, they ask how long it's going to take to get going. I said, well, I got a 5-year contract. About the middle of the 4th year, we'll have it right. But, you know, we expect to have success sooner rather than later. And I don't know how long that'll be. I know that the pieces of the puzzle have already begun to take shape. We've put the foundation in. And we think our goal in 3 or 4 or 5 years is not only to compete for championships, but to compete at the highest championship. And I think we can do that here.
Former offensive coordinator with a great offensive mind. Jones stopped up by a couple of tacklers.
Mark, one of the reasons why it's going to take 3 or 4 years is because in order to run this offense, you need to recruit the type of people that you want in this offense, as opposed to Don Nehlen's teams who are basically an I-formation type offense. You got to go out and recruit the running quarterback and receivers. And he'll be able to recruit these people because the quarterbacks that want to run and throw will come here, and the receivers that want to catch a lot of balls will want to come and play for him at West Virginia.
It'll be extremely attractive. Costin making the stop that time on Jones as we take a look at the remaining schedule. Next week, the Mountaineers will take on Notre Dame in South Bend, followed by a week off, and then they travel to South Florida to take on University of Miami Hurricanes. So this is a critical 3-game stretch coming up for them, the first of 3 today.
Well, I think they'll have something to prove when they go play Notre Dame. They want to make something happen.
Pass complete. Nice run into Hokie territory by Coburn. You know, people ask and wonder, what is it about Coach Rodriguez? And they wonder, Chris, whether it's a distraction that he's also the offensive coordinator and the head coach, but he's done that before. It's really not an issue.
Well, we asked him that in a meeting yesterday because I know talking to Marty Morningwing, he also calls the plays for the Detroit Lions. And not so much that they can't handle it, but I asked him about his vision, being down in the field as opposed to being in the box. He said, well, in the box, I have eyes that I can trust. They see what I see. But he says with the experience that he had at Glenville State, he can go ahead and manage the game as a head coach and still be effective in calling plays.
That one almost picked off by D'Angelo Hall, who was in on the pass breakup. And Darnell Wiles. 31 seconds to play. Let's look at Wiles.
But in order to be effective in doing that, being the offensive coordinator and head coach, you need people that know you and trust you and people that you trust, so they do see what you see and give you the right view of what defense is on the field so you can call an offensive play to counter that.
And a little chemistry among the coaches as well as the players. Jones throws it out of bounds, stopping the clock with 23 seconds to play. Tonight at 7 Eastern on ESPN2, Mississippi State takes on Auburn. And at 7:45 Eastern on ESPN, running back Damian Anderson and number 16 Northwestern take on their Big Ten rivals Ohio State. Looking for their first win against the Buckeyes in some 30 years. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. College football tonight on ESPN2 and ESPN.
You want to see an experienced spread offense. Watch Northwestern run that spread offense. Kustok and Damian Anderson.
Yeah, it's happening for them. Antonio Brown making the stop and the catch. Brown out of Miami Central High School. 9 seconds to go in the ball game and a timeout call on the field.
I like the call. You got to develop a mentality down here. The first mentality, whenever you go in and take over a program, is never, ever quit. Never. And that's what they're doing, taking the timeout, trying to put points on the board.
Yeah, Antonio Brown, one of the players at lunch yesterday that was telling us about the intensity of Coach Rodriguez and also the intensity of Coach Elmation. You got that, the veins that pop out.
That's all right. You got to have it. It's a little different than Coach Nealon's. There's more ways than one to get things done. Coach Nealon was laid back, and Coach Rich is a little more intense, as you say.
Let's go downstairs to Holly.
Guys, Virginia Tech talking about making a run for the national championship, and they have a very interesting way of approaching that. On every door of every coach's office in their building is a sign that says, steps to the national championship, win number 5. Today, they didn't even talk about West Virginia. They didn't refer to them in practice as their opponent. They referred to them as their number 5 opponent. Next week, they'll talk about number 6, one step at a time.
Mission accomplished today. And they do it by punctuating their point with defense. Michael Crawford in on the sack.
Well, they want to protect that shutout streak, so what best way to do that against a young quarterback? Let's bring some people and bring the heat. And they did. They came with a blitz and were able to sack Jones. Rich is a little hot about that. He wants him to get rid of the ball. Read blitz, throw it downfield. They'll get it, Rich. They'll get it. Be patient.
Coaching right down to the last play.
So that's easy for you to say up in the box to be patient.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens in terms of their quarterbacking situation. Whether it's going to be Lewis or Jones next game.
You got to go with the guy that gives you the best chance to win. And if it's a throwing offense, I believe you got to go back with Lewis just because of the experience factor. A little outmatched today.
Randall will take a knee, and the Hokies will improve to 5-0 on the season, pitching a shutout, 35-0. Coming up next is College Game Day Scoreboard. I'm Mark Jones for Chris Spielman and Holly Rowe. Country Roads, take me home. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Let's go to Reese.
Okay, Mark, and if the Country Roads take Frank Beamer home, it'll be a pleasant trip. 35-0, the Hokies' third shutout in 5 games, Mark. I know the competition hasn't been top flight yet, but the way football is played these days, it's an impressive feat.
It definitely is. And this was supposed to be the first test for Virginia Tech on the road. Big East opponent at West Virginia. If this is their first test, they aced it because they are dominant in every facet of the game.
So in the Big East, I guess we're continuing to look ahead now to the December 1st showdown. Before the season, we thought that would settle the Big East, Miami and Virginia Tech in Blacksburg. The Hurricanes, meanwhile, have tests coming up before that, most notably next week at the Doak. So a little tune-up against Troy State.